Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to everyone. Running a tad late on my end. I was going to start at 5, but I started having some stupid audio issues. But I figured out what they were, thankfully. I don't know if you guys know what Voicemeeter Banana is, but at some point my computer stopped running programs on startup, even though I set it to run it on startup, and Voicemeeter is attached to all of my audio for streaming purposes. Like, it helps with some streaming stuff. I can run Discord through Voicemeeter so that Discord is separate from my desktop audio, and that helps a lot with separating it. And I need Voicemeeter running for my audio to run at all, and I loaded my absolutely legit PS2 before I loaded Voicemeeter, and it caused the audio to be stupid. In case you wanted to know what the problem was. There's also a little bit of rain today, but I really want to play Goo. I want to play GU, so I'm just gonna hope on a prayer that the rain doesn't knock my internet out. That would suck. It was just a sprinkle. Come on now, it was just a sprinkle. Okay, we're coming up to 5:30, so I think it's about time we start. And we do have to do a little bit of cleanup on .hack iMock. So we're gonna go ahead and do that first. I think it's unmuted. I think it's just silent because the music stops playing. Okay, and the audio is playing. Good. You hope GU breaks. Oh, dear. Alright, let's finish this adventure off. I don't know which ones was it? I think it was Magic Portals and Dungeons. And Names of Monsters? And something else. Was it God Statues? I think it was God Statues. And there we go. Master of 1,000. Master of Book of Rio. Ryu? It's Ryu. I keep saying Rio. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Doesn't matter. We did it. Game mastered. Everybody go home. End of stream. Bye-bye. Alright. So now I have to shut down. The damn PNG is gone? Uh-oh. Wait, what happened to it? Where'd he go? Why'd he disappear? What was that? What? I am saying Rio. Oh no. You gonna turn on File City for a second here? Why is this not loading? What is happening right now? Great. Something else broke. What else is new? Why won't this load? What is happening right now? Okay. Well, Dan's back, I guess. Are we fine? Yes? No? I don't know. Peekaboo! Ocarina of Time remake would be cool, if it's good. Ugh. That intro. You can already tell the jump in quality between this and IMOC. It's crazy. But, yeah, no data transfer as far as I know. Oh, wait, what? I can? What? Oh. Okay, well. Huh. What? Okay. We got some Legend of the Twilight emails? What?
Whoa, this is cool.
Hey! Hey, you! You, the Adept Rogue! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! So, I take it this is your first time playing this game.
Yeah, I just finished installing it to my PC.
Well, if you wish, we will be honored to show you around.
Huh?
I am sure you would like to become well acquainted as soon as possible.
Just say yes and come along with us. I promise you won't regret it.
All right, it is decided then. Here, I'll hand you my member address.
Member addresses are short email addresses that you can only use in the world. Shortmail allows you to instantly send and receive messages from any player online in the world.
You can only invite people that you have member addresses for to join into your party.
All right, so let's open the menu. Press the triangle button to open it.
That's a fat no. So, if you ever wondered why the Ninja Storm music sounds the way it does, it's because of this. If you couldn't tell, this sounds like Storm music or Ultimate Ninja music, because CyberConnect got its music taste from this shit. PKers.
This is a list of all the people who have a member address. Choose our names from this list, and then press the X button.
Yeah, they're just some nice people showing me the ropes. You remember when we got taught how to play the game in Dot Hack IMOC by Orca?
Okay, let's have some fun.
I am honored to lend you my sword.
Okay, great. Now your party is complete. Remember, you can only invite people logged into the world.
Enough with the formalities. Should we go on to your first adventure?
Also, we don't have to transfer the data of all the Dot Hack games. It said the reward was the same for everyone.
This is a transporter called the Chaos Gate. Players can use this to travel from the root town to other locations. Choose Warp menu. In the world, all locations except for root towns, fields, and dungeons are called areas.
You can warp to these areas by combining 3 words at the Chaos Gate.
These words determine the type of area, monster strength, and so on. All right, let's try out the word selection. Choose area word from the menu. This is where you input the words. The thing at the top is the word plate. You combine the 3 words in here to create the area you want to go. The gyro at the left of the screen shows your current stock of words. You can get more words by getting information from other players, emails, and forums. Okay, why don't you give it a try? Let's start with the first word. Choose courageous from your stock.
I don't have many options.
Okay, now you can go to your first area.
Okay, the name of the area is pretty fucked.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. See the mark left of the area word? That's a server symbol. It indicates the server you're currently in.
I mean, fucked up. It's cool. They're encouraging me to be a good player.
It's showing triangle for Delta. So, as you can see, we are all in the Delta server.
If it's a different server, you'll go to another area even with the same area word. Pay attention to the server symbol when invited to an area by a friend.
If you want to know more, just check out some of the forums. All right, then we're off to Delta Courageous Engaging Daydream. So, we've all been transported to a field.
Open your map to take a look at the layout.
Go ahead and press the select button on the controller. This is the area map. Use this screen to check current position, mission info, and any other information you may need. First, let's take a look at what our mission is. Go ahead and press the X button. This is our mission. Missions are basically, well, I guess they're sort of like our objective for the area. It looks like this is a collection mission.
We must collect 3 symbol fragments and make our way to the Beast Temple.
The symbol fragments are in treasure chests found on the altars. The altars are protected by monsters, so the only options are to open the treasure without being seen, or defeat the monsters first, then open the treasure.
These are the altar icons. I suggest we first head to each of these icons and open the treasure chests.
Now, this is the icon for the Beast Temple.
Is that Mistral's voice actress talking super normal and calm?
Which is our final destination.
Okay, now that we've confirmed what our mission is, let's be on our way.
That's definitely her. Oh my goodness.
Wait up, Asta. You forgot one more thing.
Also notice that CyberConnect 2, after the event, after like IMOC, they do not know how to balance the music with the voices at all. That's even a problem in Storm games, I believe.
Okay, this time let's really get going.
And Ultimate Ninja.
If If you're unsure where the Beast Temple or the altars are, just press the select button to check the map.
You got it. Wow. We're playing a different game.
Nice! We found an altar already.
Menu. Square does nothing. Oh, D-pad lets you choose target, I guess?
Your adventure is about to begin. I will clear a path for you with my blade. What's wrong? Just do as your heart desires.
Isn't this exciting? You really need to be more adventurous when you're starting out. Isn't this exciting? You get to go to places you've never seen and meet new people.
Yeah, brother. Alright, time to sneak up on some goblins.
Good.
My sword fears nothing.
Once a battle begins, the battle area spreads out like this. The battle area is surrounded by the battle fence, so it's virtually impossible for anyone to escape.
The only way to escape from a battle is with an item called a smoke screen.
Asta and I don't have one right now, so we'll have to fight it out.
Get him! Yeah.
Hey, you're not too bad.
Not so difficult, huh?
Yeah, keep it up.
That's it. Just continue fighting like that.
Ow. Ow. Can I move? Oh, okay. I don't know why he wasn't moving. Comboed. Take this, jerk.
So that's it, huh?
Get your bike, silly. Oh my gosh, you're so right. I don't know what
All right, we found another altar.
I don't know what those things hanging off of Haseo's butt are, but I do not like them.
I'll teach you about using skills to attack.
My sword fears nothing.
Regular and combo attacks are just simply normal attacks. Skills enable you to do much more damage to your enemies. Okay, what you see here is the skill trigger menu. Do you see the 4 panels? You can press the button that corresponds to each panel to execute the different arts.
Now try it out by using the arts. Gale Blade.
It's time. Gale Blade. Oops.
The skill trigger is not just a shortcut.
It can also be used to stop enemy attacks, or it can be used to interrupt one of your own.
Aren't you forgetting something important, EO10? There is an even more important use for the skill trigger.
Of course I haven't forgotten. You're talking about Rengeki, right?
is so satisfying.
There you go.
Very well. Shall we let him play as he wishes?
That's a good idea. All right, Haseo, it's all up to you now.
Fight like a man, Goblin. No! I wanted to do Rengeki. Wait, where the... Wait, that's stupid. You have to press the map button twice, because it doesn't just bring up the map, it makes it go away. You have to press it twice to bring it back out. Oh, yeah, why aren't they getting experience? That's weird. Hayabusa! Oh, thanks. Not today. Ow. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's probably tutorial stuff. That makes sense. Now, what are you talking about? These are just really nice players.
Yeah! Awesome job! All right, let's finish off by heading for the Beast Temple.
Okay, now use the map to check your position.
Whoa, her
just
tummy
like I
out.
taught you.
Why is she standing like that? She's standing like a... You know the body type of fat, skinny people? The beer gut with the tiny chest? That's how she was standing, just there. It's Steve Bloom and Flan's voice actors. There's no way they're mean. They're just helping a new player out. Oh. Can you gate out? No, I think you have to go to the blue portals to gate out now. I'm positive.
This is a statue of Folset, the god of law. We just call it the Beast statue. But I think in the game's story, it's supposed to be an important god or something. You see that treasure box? That's the offering to the Beast statue. There's a rare item inside of that you can only get in this area.
Go ahead and open it, Haseo.
Sure. Go ahead. You're still a noob. You need all the help you can get.
Yeah, the voice mixing is terrible. Their voices are so much lower than the music.
Thanks.
Oh shit.
What the?
The items in the treasure chest are your rewards.
Yes, and our reward is you.
I love taking out these pathetic noobs. It's really quite fun. Face it, an idiot like you isn't qualified to play this game.
Hey, hold on. I thought you said I could kill this one. Don't you remember? After all, this is my reward! Nice try, dear.
How pathetic.
Well, what do you expect from a noob who's just logged in for the first time?
Ugh, come on, say something already.
Hello?
I swear, just pretend to be their friend. They fall all over themselves to let you PK them. Hey, you're still around, aren't you? Huh? What the?
Damn.
Welcome to the world.
Dude, he comboed him with the bullets. That was crazy.
Please help me!
What an idiot. Ha!
The terror of death!
It's a sale! The PKK!
What?
I forgot GA was in this. sorry, Naz from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be that strong. I guess this means that the rumor about you killing 100 PKers wasn't a lie after all. Hey, come on, don't look at me like that. Here, let me apologize. So just take it easy, calm down, and die!
Do you know Tri-Edge?
What did you say?
He's a legendary PK shrouded in blue fire. They say players that get killed by him never come back to the game.
Huh? Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you actually believe that crap. Those old forum fairy tales. So, you think you can go up against me, the Great Bordeaux, and just walk away like nothing happened?
Yeah, I think I can.
What a jump in quality. Holy moly.
So it's you. You, the character that stinks of death. The terror of death. You're the PKK, Haseo. Players who kill other players are disgraceful. And I agree it's terrible how PKs can just strut around the world so easily these days. But is it right that you PKKs have chosen to use brute force to stop them?
I don't have time for this. Not now.
You have no authority, and it earns you nothing. So why? I am the leader of Moon Tree's Unit 2. My friends call me Sakaki, and I'm afraid I cannot overlook your actions.
Did you say Moon Tree? What's that? The name of a guild? Sorry, Sakaki, but I've already got enough friends. Thanks.
Do you always interrupt people like that? You know, Sakaki wasn't finished talking to you yet.
Shino.
Atali, do you know this person?
No?
Atali.
It's not unusual to meet players with similar characters in an online game like this. Just a case of mistaken identity.
Hey, you. Why don't you just... Huh? A text message.
Speaking of, the two people that PK'd me are behind us.
Delta Hidden Forbidden Waterfall. Waiting at RK Keln. But who sent it? Ovan!
Just hold on a moment. Why don't you stop acting like a complete fool? Remember what you PKKs are trying to do. If you succeed, you'll be no different from the PKs themselves.
Not really. Going around spanking player killers is actually not unethical at all, considering it's a video game. It actually would help embarrassing them.
Ovan!
It's been a long time, Haseo. Or maybe I should call you the Terror of Death. You've gotten quite strong. A lot stronger than you were back then.
Well, I was forced to become stronger, thanks to you. You, where have you been?
Haseo, always the reliable one. I knew I could count on you.
When the Twilight Brigade broke up, why didn't you come then? What have you been doing the last 6 months?
I was busy. It was such a small seed. I needed to find out what was growing inside. And there was only one way to find out. That's why I decided to raise it.
You raised it? What are you talking about, Ovan?
I'm speaking figuratively.
When you suddenly disappeared, we all just... Why did you disappear like that? After that, Shino...
Haseo, do you want to know about Tri-Edge?
Wait, you know Tri-Edge?
6 months now, and Shino hasn't come back to the world since Tri-Edge killed her. Meanwhile, the real-life Shino is lying in a coma, and no one seems to know the reason why. Tri-Edge. He is not a normal PK.
So you knew about Shino?
Yes, but that's all that I know. But if you were able to find Tri-Edge, you might learn something about Shino's coma. You may also learn more about what really happened that day. And if you were somehow able to defeat Tri-Edge,
then maybe Shino would come out of the coma.
if my information is correct, he will be back today at the scene of the crime.
The scene of the crime? You mean...
Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. The place where Shino was killed.
the Hul Gran's Cathedral? Yes, finally! I'll get my chance! I swear I'll bring Shino back. I'll do it, Ovan!
Yes. You and I. We're the only ones who could possibly bring her back.
We're the only ones. Ovan?
I'll meet you at the Holy Ground. There are some things I must do.
That looked cool. You did miss quarantine.
He will be back today. At the scene of the crime.
Tri-Edge is coming here.
What? We were sitting here so long, my controller died.
statue of a girl here.
A girl?
That's right. She was called Aura.
I wonder, why'd she disappear?
I guess she did have a name.
Maybe she just lost her interest. Lost hope for this world.
What's that sound?
Here he is, the goat.
Is that Tri-Edge? You bastard! Damn. What the hell? What the hell are you? This guy killed Shino. It's not over yet!
We're on the other side of the data drain this time.
Huh? What the? I was fighting Tri-Edge. But then... Damn it, I can't remember. Huh? I don't remember doing that. Reformatted? What's going on? What about my emails? Huh? What the hell? I would never delete these. They're all gone? Even the emails I got from Shino. Everything's been reformatted. What the hell is going on?
You ever play a game where you got Samus Aran, where they took away all your power-ups from the last Metroid game, except you've never played the game before?
email. Fine, let's take a look. Ovan?
There are two paths before you. One of these will lead to safety and shame. It is a path where you give up the world and never log in again. The other path leads to peril and pride. It is a path where you continue the world and resume your search for the truth. Let me be blunt. The latter path is torturous and will threaten both your mind and body. Once you have chosen it, there will be no turning back. If you still choose to walk this path, then I thought this I'd agree. Then there will come a time when you and I will meet once again in the world. When the time comes, I will once again say this to you. Welcome to the world.
Trial and truth. Whether or not I should quit the world? You should know better, Ovan. I'm gonna go back to the world. And then, I'm gonna get Shino back, no matter what!
Free streaming. We'll investigate the hottest topics for you. Oh, right! Online Jack! R2 breaks the 12 million mark. CyberConnect Japan announced today that its popular online game, The World R2, has sold 12 million copies worldwide. CC Corp's other products include The World, Fate Must Die, Person, and Kuru Kuru Michi. The World R2 is an online game set in a fantasy world where humans and beasts live together. Players become world-renowned adventurers and travel around killing monsters and discovering the world's secrets. As recently as a few years ago, shares in The World were at an all-time low due to the emergence of new developers. On top of that, The World was completely shut down after all data was lost in a disastrous fire at CC Corp headquarters. Amid the chaos and compensation issues that resulted from the events, CC Corp announced the sequel, The World R2. Most people deemed it a desperate plea for attention, and many analytics declared that R2 would fail miserably. However, the figures shown today have proven that The World is as popular as ever. CC Corp seems confident. Watch us overcome the problems we encountered on our previous title. It seems everyone will be watching The World for some time to come. See today. No. Haseo technically had friends, So, a lot of... You're missing context if you didn't watch Root, technically, but there's enough context in .hack GU to not need it. But the gist is, in .hack Roots, Haseo logged into the game. Him getting PK'd was in Roots, that happened. And then he met Ovan. He joined his guild. Ovan's guild is looking for the... Twilight? The Legend of the Twilight? They're looking for something. The Twilight Brace. They're looking for the Treasure of Twilight, I believe is what it's called. And it's a myth. People think it's just a rumor, like it's just an online forum rumor thing, and they have a whole guild dedicated to finding it. And a lot of stuff happens, and after Ovan goes missing, Shino gets attacked by Tri-Edge and goes into a coma, and then the guild breaks up because the Twilight Brigade is shattered because Ovan's missing and Shino's in a coma. So everybody goes their separate ways, and Haseo, choosing to continue to play alone, becomes stronger to become a PKK because a PKer is supposedly what put Shino into a coma. So he becomes the terror of death, hunting down player killers to find information about how to wake up Shino. That would be all the information you need to know going in. New space station nearing completion. It has been 5 years since the space station Evolution was completed and the second station announced, the International Space Station, built with cooperation of America, Japan, and EU, Russia, and China, is finally nearing completion. Initially, it was projected to launch in 2017. In contrast to the Evolution, which is currently being used as a space laboratory, the new space station is planned to use is for use in construction of moon bases, exploration of Mars, and search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
With the participation of Japan and many other countries, the International Space Station, slated for completion in 2017, is nearly done. As large as a soccer stadium, this fully manned facility will be used for various types of research in a deep space environment.
Yeah, we get like video clips now, dude. How cool is that?
With the participation...
Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. I guess I don't need to read it if there's a movie.
The Online Administration Act received a majority vote of the ruling party, meaning the adoption of the citizen numbering system seems to be inevitable. As a result, the process of converting to an electronic government has overcome its final hurdle.
Digitalize our government approaches its final stages. Starting this month, all local servers managed by regional governments will be frozen, and all various ID rules used by self-governing bodies will be unified to federal government specifications. In addition, it will become required for all governing bodies to adopt the numbering systems for all citizens to wear their own number at all times for administrative purposes. This system, introduced to speed up government processes by conducting them online, is already being used in online banking, shopping, and other sites. By using a receiver placed on one's home, all Japanese citizens will be able to use their cell phones or mobile computers to access a variety of services from anywhere in the country. Yet, in spite of the incredible convenience we have today, the system has met with severe opposition. Recently, the Independent Japan Party won many seats in the lower house of the Diet because of the popular position to abandon the bill altogether. Calls for all political parties to discuss this bill are still continuing, and the problem has attracted a lot of media attention. Mr. Koji, chief editor of the weekly magazine New Watcher, had this to say: "It is true that this system will make things very convenient. When you compare the time when the bill was first approved to now, encryption technology has made huge leaps. The NAB, the Network Administration Bureau, has been established, and some semblance of order has been brought to the internet. There are fewer data leaks, and at first glance it would appear that there are no problems whatsoever. However, take a moment to think. In exchange for IT advancements and more convenient lifestyle, we have been reduced to being defined by a 15-digit combination. There's no different from the ear tags placed on cows and horses to tell them apart. It's no wonder the people are opposed to this degrading system. Despite all this, the system has made it through the legal process and will soon be part of our lives. Will there ever come a day when we will welcome it? Daily Hochi." Damn. That's some dystopian shit. They're giving you an ID number. Also, I guess we can read it. There's more information in the text than there is on the movie. Games cause juvenile delinquency. I'm a hero. These are the words written on a sketchbook found in a young boy's school bag. The recent outbreak of juvenile delinquency is said to be the effect of video games, according to experts. Games have far better graphics compared to novels and comics, and games are interactive. It is easy for children to see themselves as the protagonists of their favorite games. This is a dangerous phenomenon. For example, what would happen if a child were to play an extreme action game and began to believe that he was the game's main character? He could possibly act in real life the same way he could in a game. It frightens me just thinking about the consequences of that. There are several cases of parents of both game-influenced assailants and their victims suing game companies, claiming they are responsible for making their children into criminals, or are somehow responsible for their child's death. However, the game companies respond by saying, "We have implemented a perfectly good rating system for our games, and no one is allowed to buy them without proper identification." Perhaps the one who are actually truly to blame are the parents who allow their children to buy such games. A friend of one of the victims had this to say: "You can't just blame the problem on one thing. It's more complex than that. Everyone involved has to share the blame. Game makers, parents, and even myself are no exception. We should all realize this and stop this pointless arguing. After all, it's not like arguing will help bring back what was lost." Damn. It's true. Let's see. CC Japan announces new model M2D. CyberConnect Japan announced a new model of M2D micro monocle display. The M2D has been developed as the next generation of HMD's head-mounted display. The previous models have suffered from various imbalances such as high-performance technology and a heavy, awkward helmet, or goggle types that were lacking in audio-visual capabilities. However, this new generation of HMD features all the comfort of light goggle display together with AV performance that outperforms previous helmet types. It features a standard 1280 by 124 full-color projection display complete with transparency options and high-quality audio immersion thanks to its Omnisphere system. Its default usage is monocle mode, a mode where the screen is displayed in only one lens. But it also is capable of switching into dual lens mode, allowing one to enjoy a fully immersive virtual world. Customer service is excellent as well, with the regular updates and complementary software. I personally recommend the software, Automatic Broad Interpretation. It allows you to select objects in front of you and provides easy access to information about them. It has already been selected as the standard equipment for CC's Japanese online game, The World 2. Plans for it to be used in other company projects are said to be in the works. It's a bit pricey, with a suggested price of $420, but it's worth it. I can't wait for its release. Impulse. Yeah, if only VR was actually this good.
Display your world. For business or for entertainment, the new M2D Micro Monocle display now on sale. Once you're freed from your mobile, the net opens up in front of your eyes.
Dude, that'd be crazy. Day trip to New York. ASST begins service. Today's marks the official launch of the ASST, short for Advanced Supersonic Travel. Since the use of Concords was abandoned more than 10 years ago, Japan and Europe have cooperated in developing the first usable ASST model. The plane seats 250 people, possesses a cruising range of 10,000 kilometers, and can fly from Tokyo to New York in roughly 4 hours, a considerable reduction from the current 14-hour trip. Although a day trip to New York is no longer a mere dream, to make this dream come true will require some serious cash. The current price of a one-way New York-Tokyo ticket is 3,200,000 yen, or roughly $30,000. A round trip is doable. Wait. Oh, a round trip is double that. It's enough to make the old expensive Concorde prices feel like pocket change in comparison. However, there appears to be no shortage of people desperately seeking tickets despite the high prices. The moment ASST flights were announced, new Ace airline phones began ringing off the hook with requests for tickets, causing the phone lines to become jammed. One NAA employee remarked that he just hopes his company can keep going at this rate. See today. A round trip of flight between London and New York costs between $9,000 to $13,000. $700K in today's standards? Good gravy.
The Supersonic Passenger Jet, ASST, which can attain speeds of over Mach 3, has been officially commissioned. As a result, the amount of time it takes to fly from Tokyo to New York has been shortened from 14 hours to just 4 hours.
Man, I forgot how hard CyberConnect went on, like, immersing you in this game's world with the news and stuff. It was already pretty good with iMock. This one we get, like, movies and stuff. Dude, I cannot wait for .hack 0. I hope they're cooking. Outdoor introverts. It was long ago that the word introvert referred to someone who would spend most of the day cooped up in their room playing an online game. That's not what an introvert is. But now, advances in mobile technology have given birth to a new type of introvert known as the outdoor introvert, who plays online games wherever they go. These introverts insist that they are healthier than their indoor counterparts because they spend more time outside. But their refusal to let go of the mobile devices, whether they're traveling to work, school, shopping, eating out, or even going on a date, is unnatural. Yeah, that's crazy. One of these introverts, John Doe, a 20-year-old college student, says, "Nothing I do in the real world feels real. It's so much more satisfying to complete a quest with your friends together online." For them, online games are more than just entertainment. If anything, their meal times and errands only serve as something to do in between game sessions. True. And now, these people are outside, being introverts like it's completely natural. Impulse.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room, glued to their computer 24 hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements in mobile devices, network games can be enjoyed outside and have given rise to a whole new breed of online junkies.
God, they must have car accidents all the damn time in this world. Some dumbass trying to play an MMO while he's driving or some dumb shit. Death by gaming, an epidemic. Incidents of players dying from playing online games for too long are increasing around the world. In most cases, players died from heart failure due to extreme exhaustion after playing a game for over 30 hours straight. One college student was enjoying a game in an internet cafe when he suddenly collapsed. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The student was a well-known player in the online game, The World, and was reportedly leveling up his character in preparation for a title match in The Arena, an online series of gladiator-like battles. There have also been incidents of players dying from too much excitement after losing an arena match, placing greater focus on the problem of online game addiction. Co-op communications. Deleted data, ongoing grudges. Some people have said in a flash, the world was gone. It has been 2 years since the largest online game ever, The World, with 20 million copies sold worldwide, was taken offline. It was around this time that CyberConnect Japan, hereby referred to as CC Corp, had a fire at their headquarters. As the extent of the damage caused by the fire, which wiped out all of the world's data, became increasingly apparent, CC Corp's leaders held a rather somber press conference. The game program, character data, and cyber data were all reduced to ashes, and what was left was drenched in water used to put out the fire. This happened soon after a string of break-ins, which meant that usage of Megafloat had just been stopped. All backup data was in the company headquarters. Online data has been recognized as property of many years now. Online data has been recognized as property for many years now. We need that. In this day and age, we still don't have online content as property. Like, if you buy a digital game, that's technically not your property. Whoa, man. But unlike antiques, jewelry, or other tangible objects, the moment data is damaged or disappears, it loses all its worth forever. Even now, the voices of those seeking their lost property can be heard, but CC Corp refuses to budge from their unwavering attitude of, it's gone and it ain't coming back. Now 2 years since that incident, there still appears to be no end to the discussion about online data, personal property, and protection, even with the prominent release of The World R2. We do need property rights to digital goods, dude. It's about time we fucking looked into that. Ubiquitous families past 70%. The Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare announced today that according to the latest Japanese census, the number of ubiquitous families have surpassed 70% of the population. Ubiquitous is a Latin word meaning unevenly distributed. It refers to the third generation of computers. The first generation was mainframe, one computer per household. The second was the personal computer, one for each family member. In the current third generation, using a computer in daily life has become almost as natural as eating. We can connect to the internet without effort or even conscious thought, anywhere, anytime. Home electronics are now managed by personal home servers, and we are now able to watch over everything, from the contents of our refrigerator to the temperature of the bathtubs. Programming TV shows onto our HD recorders, and even checking if our doors are properly locked from any terminal anywhere, including our cell phones. Furthermore, progress made in voice and handwriting recognition has opened up computers to a more active, flexible method of working, and users are no longer ruled by strict lists of settings managed by a machine. This is crazy. This is old, by the way. This is before a lot of this stuff was even a thing, or mainstream a thing. CyberConnect is crazy. While it comes as no surprise that the most active members of the ubiquitous family are in their 20s, what is surprising is that the next largest group is made up of senior citizens. The ministry reports that the main reason for this is the added simplicity, such as connectivity, allows the elderly in managing their homes. Wow. Wait, is there still something I didn't look at here? Oh, right. Online Jack. Online Jack, Phase 1. Welcome to Online Jack, the no-holds-barred information program that brings you the hottest topics. Our star reporter, Salvador Ihara, will bring you all the dirt you want to know. And here's this week's Jack Target, Doll Syndrome. So, I think this is what replaces, Luminality from .hack IMOC, which we couldn't watch on stream because it's an OVA. It's an actual anime you can go watch. You can go watch it, though. I believe all of them are on YouTube if you choose to do that. But I think they replaced the DVDs with the games with just putting the tiny little videos on the game itself. Okay, free streaming, Phase 1. Doll Syndrome is the mysterious illness that is secretly spreading among elementary school students. Our Online Jack investigators will lock in on Taichiharu Sugai, the noted professor and author of Online Games Are Turning Our Children into Dolls. The Dangers of Doll Syndrome. Okay, everyone. let's call our Salvador Ihara.
This is Salvador Ihara's Online Jack. We investigate the hottest controversies in today's news. The in-your-face, hard-hitting show. Welcome to Online Jack. Okay, get ready, all you netizens out there. Today's Jack target is Doll Syndrome. Have you heard of it? It's the mystery illness that's spreading like wildfire among grade schoolers. It causes verbal and mental defects that leave victims non-responsive. That's right, this disease turns children into lifeless dolls, oh no! But we'll fight back. To combat this earth-shattering crisis, we at Online Jack started an investigation. I, Salvador Ihara, will save the world! It's called Doll Syndrome, a truly mysterious illness. Some scientists tell us the cause is endocrine-disrupting chemicals, but what I want to showcase here is this book. Internet games are turning our kids into dolls, a warning about Doll Syndrome. Taiichiro Sugai, a professor from Takayama University, wrote the book and lives here. According to his book, Doll Syndrome's root cause is none other than online games. Online games. Famous games such as The World, perhaps. I love them too, but he says that online games and their more than 12 million participants all living out their virtual dreams are the cause. You'll remember that several years ago, the World game was found to be responsible for players being put into a coma. Could it be that it's also causing the dreaded Doll Syndrome? Are these online games nothing but a blight upon our society? If the professor feels that way, then let's see what he has to say. Let us begin the interview.
What do you want? You know how late it is?
Hey there, I'm the host of Online Jack, Salvador Ihara. I have a few questions about your book, Online Games Are Turning Our Kids into Dolls, a warning about Doll Syndrome. Can you believe this guy? Open up, Professor Sugai. We want to talk to you.
You've just come to make fun of my book, haven't you? Get away from here!
If you don't explain yourself on camera, sir, you'll make yourself look even more suspicious.
I don't have to explain myself. All I did was publish the results of my own independent research.
How you say independent research, but isn't it true that your sources themselves are questionable?
Not as questionable as you.
Well then, prove to us that your sources are credible. If you do, we won't bother you anymore, Professor.
Oh! Give me a break. Who would believe you? And another thing, I'm an associate professor.
Okay. Well, we were turned down by Associate Professor Sugai, but to follow our own independent research, we went undercover into the very elementary school that Sugai was investigating. This is the elementary school where Associate Professor Sugai was conducting his study on Doll Syndrome. Is a killer disease stalking the children of this ordinary elementary school? Let's take a look. Hey there, boys and girls. There's no need to fear. Salvador Ihara is here.
Who are you? We're in the middle of class.
Oh, what is this vision of loveliness that graces our presence? Hello, senorita. You and I can save the world together. Viva Salvador!
Get out of here, you creep!
Here we are in the teacher's lounge. I haven't been to one of these since the days when I used to peep under girls' skirts.
You what?
If you want to film in here, you need to get permission first.
But the whole purpose of the show is it's undercover.
You entertainment people have no decency.
You're so beautiful when you're angry.
Stop that. What are you investigating?
Doll Syndrome. Miss Michiru Tajima, teacher of 4th grade class 1.
Pretty funny. Pretty good. And they were going this hard back in the PS2 era, man. I really hope. I can't wait. I want to see what Dot Hack Zero looks like. And he went to the... I haven't been in here since I looked up girls' skirts. Brother, what the hell are you admitting on the internet? In your TV show thing? Alright, hold on a second. I do need to use the bathroom real quick. I drank a lot of water before stream. They kind of got the perfect guy to be Online Jack. That's Cosmo, right? And Timmy's dad from Fairly Odd Parents. Sorry, went up and downstairs. Take a deep breath. Alright, let's see. CC Corp employees happy in new office. The new headquarters of CyberConnect Japan has been completed, and the new building, the new building, designed with an avant-garde look and located close to a high-powered commercial area, is sure to become the next great landmark in the city center. Fuck. Like, immediately running up and down stairs takes a little bit of the wind out of you. Sorry. The CyberConnect Museum, located on the ground level, is open to the public, though one must apply for admission, and popular characters from its international mega-hit The World will greet visitors personally. 2 years after the fire, employees are happy to be leaving their cramped temporary offices and moving back to a proper working environment. Users have also eagerly anticipated the move, in the hope that newer and more interesting games will be made as a result. Fire broke out in CC Corp. Yeah, we already know that.
After having suffered a huge fire in 2015, CyberConnect Japan's new home office has now been completed. Subsequent investigations determined that a spark from electrical equipment led to the blaze 2 years earlier, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries.
Why are the ladies dressed like that? What's the purpose of that? Another accident at CC Corp. Early this morning, 4 employees at CyberConnect Japan, herefore referred to as CC Corp, suffered electric shocks while working to construct a company server, and were promptly rushed to the hospital. All 4 are unconscious and in critical condition. CC Corp commented, "We are still searching for the cause of this tragic accident." Similar incidents occurred 7 years ago when a number of employees monitoring a server were rendered unconscious. Hey, that's when we were trying to fight the wave in IMOC. At the time, CC Corp was severely admonished for its lack of safety protocols, and as a result, introduced a TSN system into their headquarters, but accidents continued to occur. 2 years ago, CC Corp headquarters suffered a huge fire in which several of their employees were killed. Oh. No, the fire didn't happen in quarantine. Fire happened after the events of quarantine, because if the fire happened in quarantine, then the world would have been deleted. I think the World R1 continued on for a little longer after the events of quarantine. These constant accidents are prompting questions about the company's intentions regarding safety in the workplace. Daily Satellite. Tri-surveillance network system. 3 different AIs are set inside the company's network to monitor it. It is designed to prevent information leaks, improper network usage, and company-wide system problems. Developed in 2010 by the International Electronic General Technology Research Center. The dark side of the online generation. As soon as we called each other by our world names, I felt like something had gone far away, said one of the younger culprits to his lawyer. It has been 2 months since the incident in which 3 young boys took over a school faculty room. Currently, they live in separate rooms while undergoing a reform program. Only recently has one of the boys started to speak about what happened that day. Even now, they continue to inhabit a virtual reality, said a source close to the boys. They don't like to talk about school, and we asked about their families or friends. They reply with only the most basic information possible. The only time their eyes sparkle is when talking about the world. When asked who his best friend is, the one boy replies with a Western name. If one were to then ask him if that is the name of his pen pal, his expression saddens, and he responds, "I don't have any friends in real life." One thing these boys can be said to have in common is the fact that they have all completely removed themselves from the real world. They do not trust the real world. I told people online about my problems. In real life, no one would care about them, but online everyone cares. My online friends are also are all so nice. They worry about me, they give me advice. I just wish real life was like my life online. Although discussions about the effects of online gaming on young boys has been going on for years, public opinion has been moving against games as more and more facts of this case come to light. These boys know of a reality, yet do not seem to understand it. They will see, or what will we see? What will they see when they return to the real world?
It was discovered that the 3 armed youths who were responsible for the recent school riot were devoted online gamers. Following this discovery, public criticism of online games increased sharply.
Whoa. Is that a school shooter type situation? Holy shit. When did this game come out? World News. New space station nearing completion. I think we saw that already. We want something that says new. Here we go. World meeting on global warming. A meeting was held this week in Kazakhstan, Central Asia, about the greenhouse effect and cutting down greenhouse emissions such as CO2. Thanks to progress made in carbon dioxide processing technology, the amount of CO2 released last year was down to 10% of what it was in 1990. However, the problem of global warming has yet to be fully resolved due to the expanding energy needs of former third world countries. 5 Japanese to play an all-star game. This year marks the first time that 5 Japanese players will be playing in the baseball all-star game. Among them, 33-year-old Kyuji Nakasugi will be playing in the majors for the 4th consecutive year, and currently holds 2nd place for the most home runs batted this season, with 20 home runs so far. Nakasugi commented in his blog saying that, "I'm very happy to have been chosen as an all-star again this year. I hope you'll look forward to my home run contest." Right. Virtual Academics officially begins. Starting this year, a private high school in the city will begin offering virtual academic courses for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years, the school has been conducting VAC trials with physically disabled and hospitalized students. The process involves preparing a virtual classroom on a network which the student attends via M2D displays. Virtual avatars based on students' actual appearance are assembled using CG. Students are even able to look out a virtual window. Instead of merely granting high school graduate qualifications, as most distance learning courses provide, the system's goals are to provide students with a memory of school life. Hey, it's like a SAO with Yuki. New global positioning systems, GPS, for cars that monitor real-time traffic information through a constant connection to the database of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transportation are now in widespread practical use. The new system speaks with the driver as naturally as a human and learn the driver's speech and behavior patterns over time, enabling the system to understand and set a destination even when the driver refers to vague terms such as the usual spot or work. Furthermore, the systems are equipped with highway-specific auto-drive functions, allowing users to leave the driving entirely up to the GPS system. Wow, they predicted that too, huh? 50% support microchips for children. Oh my word. The belief that Japan was a safe society has long since been destroyed. Now a new study reveals that over 50% of parents want to have microchips embedded in their children's bodies to prevent them from getting lost or kidnapped. Currently, the safety chip from Horizon Inc. is being widely distributed. The chip size is less than half a grain of rice, and by scanning the area it's embedded in, usually the neck, with a special scanner, all the information contained in the chip can be easily downloaded. The chip costs $115, and monthly fee is $10. Of $10 is required to access and manage the database. Once a chip is embedded, the embedded can use it as they would a cell phone, in order to get cash, buy groceries, enter passwords, and so on. However, the chip can also be used to view personal history and/or criminal records and pinpoint their exact location using GPS. Furthermore, it is also possible to use the chip to pay for train tickets and highway tolls, and to send information to a computer or cell phone by pointing it towards them. However, many people are strongly opposed to implanting a chip into children who are unable to make their own decisions, calling parents who choose to do this so egotistical and invasive. In response to those complaints, Horizon Inc. is developing a new model called the Guard Bangle, which is a bracelet with a chip embedded in it, but this option leaves itself wide open to theft, defeating the purpose of having one for safety purposes. Many teenagers desire to have one of these chips implanted for the cool factor, but in a survey of children who have had these chips implanted, over 80% say they regret it. It seems that these chips have a long way to go before they'll be accepted by society. A safety chip. I don't think so, because it's a violation of privacy. Like, it would be helpful, right? To be able to, like, if your kid gets snatched and you can, like, check where they're going or where they're at, we would have less, like, kidnapped kids. But I don't know. That's a hard one. If there was a more ethical way to handle that, probably, yeah, right? Like, keeping track of kids is good, but yeah, or you can use it to find criminals as well, yeah. It's a fine line between giving up your free will and letting people... Because the problem with a lot of this is it can be abused. Like, even by the people that quote-unquote are using it for good, like the police or whatever, they can abuse it too. Like, people are just... not inherently evil, but a lot of people are just bad actors, and they don't care. Player killers and players killed. Military, is that what his shirt says? Players known as PKers exist in online games. They are player killers, and they play the game to defeat other player characters. PKing is also referred to the act of killing a player. Duh, that's what you said. The victims of PKers often lose experience points and in-game currency, and many of them have given up playing online games due to this shock. When asked, most PKers will say the same things. If it's allowed in the game, then it's not against the rules. Everyone's got different playstyles, or, if you don't like it, go play a game that doesn't allow it. It is true that there are many online games that do not allow PKing. However, on the other hand, when considering that many players in non-PK games have far lower motivation to play than their PK game counterparts, it becomes difficult to say whether PKers are good or bad for the game. One player had this to say: "The PK problem will never go away unless the people controlling the characters change." Yeah. Crimson Versus. Crimson Versus, the popular online card game run by CyberConnect Japan, remains offline 6 months after efforts to expand the servers and conduct software updates. Crimson Versus is played together with the World R2. Players can make a custom deck out of hundreds of different cards and pit them against each other's players' decks online. One of the main problems of this type of online card game is the fact that none of the cards a player gains actually exist. They are all just data uploaded to a server. Therefore, during long periods of downtime, such as the current one, the players cannot use or even admire one's earned collection. To that end, CyberConnect Japan has been flooded with requests for users to hurry up and resume the game's service. Fans of the game, ranging from elementary school students to adults, are even now eagerly awaiting the return of their favorite pastime. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think we get access to that in Volume 1, but we will get to play Crimson Versus at some point, which is cool. Okay, finally, 30 minutes later, we can go check out the forums! Existence of PK system. I'm going to talk a bit about PKs. The PK system was around since the days of Fragment, and until it was abolished in the middle days of the World R1, it was a system that made the world really unique. When the PKs were abolished, the players held protests at each of the root towns, and fan sites demanded that PKs be brought back. Now for the World R2, the PK system has been brought back. It has its pros and cons, but the players generally welcome it when it first started. But lately there have been a growing number of people who call for it to be abolished again. In the outside world, too, people are talking a lot about whether it is morally correct to have a game where people kill each other. So considering all these things, I have a question. Does the world really need PKs? Please give me your detailed answers. Thank you. The purpose of this thread is not to criticize PKing. Please do not flame or troll. Thank you. I think the world definitely needs PKs, though I personally hate PKing. In network games with no PKing, you have no choice but to accept getting cheated or getting swindled by other players. But in the world, there's a PK system. If you use your brain, you can use the PK system to protect yourself. So just from a self-defense point of view, the PK system is necessary. That is basically my opinion. I am against the current PK system. I won't say that the system itself is bad. However, I can't agree with the system. Dude, someone thought it would... Someone actually planned to translate this. Someone looked at this game and was like, yeah, let's make an English version of this. All this writing and shit. That must have been hell. I can't agree with a system that blames the victims and says that if you don't want to get PK'd, you should do the PKing first. For example, they could make some servers where PKing is allowed and others where it's forbidden, or make it so you can turn PKing on or off. If it's off, you can't PK someone, you can't be PK'd either. I wish CC Corp would think of a way to separate the people that want it and the people that don't want it. I personally think either way is fine. Even if you get PK'd, it's not that big of a deal, as it's within a game. So maybe you lose some experience and time you've spent to get those points. At worst, you may lose some items too, that's all. So do you really have to talk about who got PK'd and who did the PKing? Naturally, if your dear character is PK'd, it's going to upset you, but it's just a game, right? I'm not saying you should enjoy getting PK'd, but maybe just take it a little bit more lightly. It's not an issue of is it necessary or not, is it? That's part of a game. The real winners are the ones that have fun. My 2 cents. I'm all for a PK system. I started playing the world because it had a PK system, which is something that I wanted to experience, although my fear of retaliation prevents me from PKing anyone. For someone who wants to play a game with a PK system, such as myself, it is absolutely necessary to have one. But to be honest, I don't really care if the world has it or not. I'll go to whatever game that has the best PK system. Lastly, I want to add a personal comment. To all of you who say that you hate PKing but still play the world, which is a game whose main selling point is the PK system, I just want to say, go play another game. I'm begging you. I want to talk about the World R2. It's a mistake to have the PK system applied to the entire game. They say that the arena was created to calm down the whole PK controversy, but I think it's done the opposite. I think they should have made it so the PK system applied only to the arena and left the rest of the game PK free. People that don't want to get involved in PK can stay away from the arena, and the people who do want PK go to the arena. The way both types of people would have been happy. It's the same thing for the trouble between the guilds. Instead of killing each other in areas whenever there's a dispute, it would be way better if they could just solve it fairly in the arena. That's the way it should have been handled. I think the current PK problems was born from the fact that the world is borderless, but it's not too late to fix things. So I think they should consider a reworking of the entire system. So I guess I have to say, I'm against the current PK system. It is a matter of choice. If you're gonna have a game that lets you PK, it's gotta be designed about, like, the whole selling point of the game is like, okay, you can go out in the world, but you can be killed, and that's kind of the fun part of it. Or you limit it to, like, RuneScape, where you can only kill other players who are going through the wilderness. It's just a matter of... the game basically has to be about, like, okay, PKing is part of the systems. Where can I get an Ohm shell? I'm looking for an Ohm shell. I just started so I don't have much money, and I'm hoping to get one from some monsters and treasure chests. Where can I find one? Someone tell me. Must be tough just getting started. Let me think. Go to the area below and break the barrels. I think you'll find some. Buzzing Rat's Puddle. Though you don't have money, be brave and you'll do fine. Good luck. Nice. We got some words. Our old friend, the Epitaph of Twilight. I heard a weird thing from a friend of mine. Is it really true that the world was created based off an epic poem, Epitaph of Twilight? Also, if this is true, what is that on the official page? Does anyone know anything about this? Sorry. Scratching my nose. Alright. I believe this is true. CC Corp won't officially admit it, though. Well, that's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? Wait, do they have a link? No, I didn't. I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-style story about a search for a dragon, but the main background story of the world is just about a bunch of guys fighting each other. I don't think that can be right. The previous version, The World R1, was most definitely based around the poem Epitaph of Twilight. It's said that the words written on the altar in Huel Garans are proof of that. With regards to The World R2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmosphere of The World R1 as much as possible. Excuse me, but could you tell me your source? CC Corporation's E-Zine, so this is how I think it is. Fragment is based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The World R1 is based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The World R2, CC Corp's original scenario, partly based on previous games. The E-Zine, or that E-Zine has insider info from the designers? I figured it would just be a mindless advertising. Damn, I underestimated them. Did you need to be a gold member of the CC Corp official fan club to be able to receive the E-Zine? Exactly, but you need to have $30 cash in your cyber wallet, so think carefully before you register. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Keys? I wonder if that guild is still active. I don't hear anything about them anymore. This is starting to look more and more like a bad rumor board. That was the Twilight Brigade. Now that you mention it, I haven't heard a thing about them lately either. They used to be so active. The guild itself is no longer around. It seems they just fell apart when their leader disappeared, but I heard the leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former members of that guild are starting to get active again too. I mistakenly used a rare, serrated edged nickel coin I bought at an auction to buy rice balls. Good evening, this is W. Rice. Wow, really? I wonder if the rumor board is going to get busy again. If it gets to be what it used to be like, I'll be posting there too. Bring on the Twilight Brigade! Sorry for the noob-like question, but what exactly is the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Key business? Well, please forgive my presumptuousness, but let me try to explain. The Epitaph of Twilight, this is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the World R1 is based on it, but CC Corporation denies this. The person who wrote the poem is now dead, and you can no longer see the website where it was originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered as well. The Twilight Key. This is a legendary item that is said to grant wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it. Lost players have been looking for it ever since the days of Fragment. Despite the fact that an entirely large number of people are looking for it, there are no reports of anyone having seen it. Lately, most people have started to think that it might just be another urban legend, since the information is so vague. I hope the above explanation has been useful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. Thanks, Ace. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild that is dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist? That sounds kind of romantic. How romantic! Did the designers ever listen to the players because the world of... that would solve the PK issue. That's true. Loving new things is part of human nature, but so is loving old things. I want to go into the area again with the character that I put my spirit into making. I want to play my dear companion. The images of a drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news, toasted servers standing there with despair, the diligent petitions were not answered as CC Corp announced the resignation of the World R1 restoration. However, listen to this. Even so, the old warm-hearted me still wants to go back. Note, I'm actually still warm-hearted. I hope the CC Corp guys, especially the executives, hear my cries, and I hope they bring back our dear old world. I want Black Rose. I want to see Black Rose. True. I think she was supposed to show up in this game, but her design didn't fit this game's universe, so they chose not to. This is kind of cool because fans actually brought back .hack Fragment, which used to be an online game you could play in Japan on your actual PS2. It was a real version of .hack you could play. You got to play technically, quote unquote, the like beta, but it was like a real game you could play with other people. And fans have actually created their own servers to play that. Me and Trick have played it. It's pretty cool. I want them to bring back R1 too. It's not that I hate R2, it's just that I have more memories with R1. Damn it, who started that fire anyway? Was R1 really that great? Isn't everyone exaggerating a bit? Graphically, R2 is way better. The game system is better too. I think R2 wins hands down. I hope R2 really takes off. I admit, that's true, but how do I put it? That doesn't matter. It's just not the same as R1. We want our old R1 back. I started playing from R2, so I just don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal about R1. So here's my question. If R1 was brought back and remade or whatever, what would you all do? I'll play them both. The reason is that I don't want to lose the characters I've built up in R2, but I also want to play R1. That's a tough question. I guess I'd like to play both, but I don't have much money. I'm not clever enough to play both at the same time, so I guess I just wind up playing R2. Basically, I'll keep playing R2, just like Applestar. I can't see myself playing both. But if our old character data is restored, I might just quit R2 and play R1 instead. It'll be like WoW Classic. Yeah, basically. Complaining about this won't speed up the process, so why don't we have a constructive discussion on what we expect in the next version? A CC Corp employee may read it and pick up on some ideas. Subject: this is how Crimson Versus will change in its next release. Okay, write down all your best thoughts. There will be more hot girls. Huh? You don't like that? Personally, I would really love to see it. LOL. I wish they'd come out with sexy guy cards. I like guys with toned biceps and abs. I get hot just imagining them. Whoa, calm down. For a moment I agreed with you, but you go for guys with muscles? Lol. As for me, I like lanky pretty guys. Forget that I said anything. I wish they would increase the number of cards in your deck stock. I hate having to have the deck in front of you and making notes all the time. Sorry for boring opinion. Whoa, buddy. Monster cards, tons of them. Pile them on. Can't get enough. When I'm already in the world mode, well... Wait. Phew, I'm already in the world mode. Well, in the next version, I want to see twice as many. No, 4 times as many monster cards. That's what I want. I thought they might do that. By the way, Tanu, are you that Tanu? Kestrel's beast lover, right? Oh, Kestrel, that's a guild. I know this is out of the blue, but I love how you run around Mach Anu screaming beastie, lol. In the next version, I want to see them make my portrait even more beautiful. I'm sure they'll do it. Yikes, my cover is blown. And on top of that, are you hitting on me? Wow. Things are heating up in here, lol. I want them to use famous cartoon artists and illustrators for the work. The artwork now is just bad, but if it were by some other artist, it would be out of this world. I want to see cards by Mr. So-and-so, don't you? Nogmung's post has been beautifully ignored. This has nothing to do with the next version, but I wish they'd put out an art collection, if possible, in the hardcover. 1 picture per page would be perfect. Or maybe not. That'd be too many pages. Oh, an art collection would be great. I'd want them to put sketches in there too. The cost would be even worse. How about different artists drawing the same subject? What do you think? Sounds interesting, huh? You don't appreciate my beauty? You guys are all blind. Well, I just wanted to try saying that. Don't get mad, okay? Nogmog, you made me laugh. The art collection is a great idea, but it can't be too expensive. This is actually pretty accurate to a forum, dude. This thread is getting too long, so I'm starting a new one. You can read the continuation there. About ceasing services. It's been a long time since they went out of service. Do version upgrades and server expansions usually take this much time? I don't know much about computers, so I really don't know. Can somebody tell us the answer? Well, I'm not exactly an expert, but it sure feels like it's going to take too long. According to rumors, the stoppage was caused by a virus. They say the whole story about the upgrade is just a lie. So it's not reliable info, right? Don't you think you should stop spreading rumors? This info is apparently true. Remember there were some graphical bugs just before the service was suspended? Those black spots that were popping up? Oh, I heard that was caused by a virus. It's been confirmed by an analyst on a rumor board, so I think it's rather reliable. Oh, I too think it's reliable information. I asked a programming friend of mine to take a look, and he found a virus right away. This friend of yours sounds suspicious. Are you sure it's really true? I totally agree. It's unthinkable that a version of a server upgrade could take this long. Maybe a couple of years ago, but not now. I heard that the rumor too. I personally think that this rumor is believed, even though, like Killer Whale said, it's not for certain in CC Corp's case. It seems likely. So is it safe to say that we're all on the same page that this has taken too much time? I tried to start it, but it was temporarily out of service. What's going on? Hi there, my name is Alphonse. The problem is just like it says above. And on top of that, not only is the game out of service, I'm also not able to view the official website. I don't know anything about the game other than it's a card game, so if it's okay with you, I'd like those of you who know to tell me how to play the game. Okay, let me explain the basics. This is a type of card game where the game plays out automatically. The player creates a few decks, then places them into the deck pool known as the arena. After that, you just leave them alone. When you check the arena, you'll see that the deck is battling on its own and earning points called battle points. Use the battle points to purchase new cards, strengthen your deck, and then leave them in the arena again. This is the basic cycle of the game. The stronger your opponents and the more convincingly you defeat them, the more battle points you earn. Also, so it's perfect for people that are busy with their jobs. Makes sense, lol. Okay, so let me see if I got this right. It's a regular card game, but the player's moves are set auto, right? But doesn't that mean that once you make your strongest deck, that's the end? You got it. To avoid that problem, they use what's called the Trinity system. Trinity is kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Instead of rock, paper, scissors, though, there's a wing, gun, and shield. They interact in the following ways. Wing is weak to gun, gets shot down. Gun is weak against shield, can't pierce the shield. Shield is weak against wing, attacks from above. All the cards are given one of these elements, so depending on your strategy, you can defeat a really strong card with a really weak one. Cards can be divided into the following ways. General cards, general, and unit cards, troop. General cards control deck cost, called charisma in Crimson Verses. 3 unit cards can be placed within the boundaries of a general card's deck cost, charisma. Actually, you have to put 3 cards in there. Build up your deck with considering the following types of things. How to divide the cost among the predetermined number of unit cards, how to combine unit cards with other unit cards, and with general cards. How to balance general card abilities with overall deck balance. I see. So it's pretty strategic after all. I can't wait until they start it up again. Hey everyone, thanks for the great info. Oh, I also forgot one thing. Rumor says that Crimson Verses will be completely revamped in its next update. I'm not sure how reliable that is, though. The things mentioned in this thread may change. CC Corp is notorious for flip-flopping on the specs. You should consider the information in this thread as purely a reference. How to start this game. I've tried this game, but it won't start. How do I get it to start? The world runs okay on my computer. Do I need to use some kind of special thingy? Please tell me. The game is temporarily out of service. Please wait until it resumes. How long do I have to wait? And why is it out of service? I don't know. Everyone is waiting for CC Corp to make an announcement. I don't know the answer to this either. We're waiting for CC Corp's announcement. Okay, I got it. Thanks for the answers. Holy crap, these just keep going on. Fun internet game. I've been playing Riot Gun. Got a bit sick of it recently. Is there a network game that you recommend? I don't care if it's an MO or an MMO. What's an MO? Multiplayer online or massively multiplayer? The world doesn't have to be like Riot. It's even okay if it's not an FPS. Fantasy, sci-fi, I don't care. Thanks in advance. Okay, well, let me invite you right away. Have you checked out Forbidden yet? The world is close to Riot Gun, so I think you'll get used to it quickly. I think they're running a campaign for beginners right now. How about it? My personal recommendations are The Negotiator or As You Like. The Negotiator is like a store management type MMO. You can do all sorts of different things like go into a dungeon to collect items to sell, buy things from other players, and buy out and eventually sell for a profit other player stores. The art has now rare 2D dot matrix retro feel to it. That sounds fun, actually. As You Like is a miniature garden type MO. Game players start out on an uninhabited island and try to build civilization from scratch. Some islands can evolve into a complete jungle. Some may turn out to become a scene from a sci-fi novel. This one is 3D, yet has a tender touch with cute characters. It's very different than Riot Gun, but both are pretty interesting. Thanks for the info. They both sound like simulation games. By the way, I'm one that got frustrated playing Outlaws of the Marsh online, but do you think an idiot like me can have fun with these games? I never heard of it. What's it like? They just started beta testing it. The world is like a sci-fi treasure island. You buy your own star cruiser and travel to other planets in search of treasure. It's pretty fun, attacking and defending yourself from space pirates, other players, and stuff. So you didn't like Outlaws of the Marsh online, huh? If you could have made steady progress, it might have been fun for you. But if you're not good at that type of game, maybe an action or command type game would be good. Double March might be a good choice. It's a military action game, but it's not an FPS. What do you think? Whoa, that sounds pretty cool, but it worries me that it's still in beta testing. Sounds like a lot of bugs. I played that one before I started Riot Gun. I was really obsessed with it for a while, but then I got sick of it and started Riot. I think I'm going to stay away from military games for a while. Thanks for the suggestions, though. Apply now. Have you heard of the news about the new International Space Station? It looks like the group is actively taking names for the space station. To make a suggestion, you have to be an elementary, middle, or high school student. So, do any of you students out there want to take any suggestions? If we participate, everyone will know our age. Oh well, it's okay. I'll go first. All for one. Okay, count me in too, as I started the topic. How about unison? It means the sound of the same note. Like everyone should try to work together, you know? What about the village? As in, we're all just one great big village. How about that, lol? My idea is yarn. Yarn is like a string. I thought it would be great if the whole world can be as one through this one string. Pretty cute. Creepy, to be honest. I always thought that there were a lot of scary people around these days, but what I saw on the news today convinced me even more. I guess you call those kids with the sunglasses online junkies. Doesn't that just scare the life out of you? Whenever I see that, I think of an old movie. I can't remember the name of it. They Live? Definitely. I feel bad saying it because that's how I earn my living, but it is scary. They all look as if they're all in midst of some being brainwashed or something, lying back with those awful sunglasses in a dark little room. In a way, it's too perfect. Huh? You work for CC Corp? Unfortunately, no. I just work in the electronics store. Is that the one where you see aliens when you put on the sunglasses, or the one where secret agents with the same face attack the main character? Yeah, that's They Live, right? The I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum movie? Excuse me, but I'm one of those people, but I don't do the things you see on the news. I'm not slick enough to be surfing the internet or playing a game while walking at the same time. Is there an achievement? I have no idea. I just like doing it for world building. I've never been to the internet cafe before, but that's how it goes in those places. That's awesome. Now I want to go see for myself. I think it's that one. All I remember is that the people in town all start wearing sunglasses, so it might be different. Oh, that's not They Live, I don't think. And it must be the one with the Secret Service guys. Ah, okay. Age limit. I think everyone knows that the age restriction for games, offline, have become more strict. But I think the way they've handled things lately has been wrong. Naturally, I think there should be a policy against mindless portrayals of violence, but I don't think they should go so crazy about it either. It reminds me of things like Drama Queen. Does everyone know what I mean? Oh no, I predicted another heated discussion. Smiley face. I think you've answered this thread yourself. I agree with that statement. However, the enforcement policy has just recently been changed, so I think we should give it a little more time. Drama? What? Did I miss something? Please forgive my presumptuousness, but I'll try to answer. Drama Queen is an incident that occurred in 2015 with regards to textbooks. Cinderella was used in a second-grade Japanese language textbook, but many parents felt that the material was inappropriate. Here were the two basic reasons. Possibility of promoting bullying, a scene where Cinderella was abused by her stepmother as well as her sisters. Discrimination. The word Cinderella itself is already discriminatory. Is it? Wait, is it? What does Cinderella mean? Gotta look that up now. What does Cinderella mean? Can't believe I've never looked this up. Little Ash Girl? Oh shit. You know what? I get... yeah. That sounds pretty bad. But see, that's the thing, right? As a kid, I would have never thought of that. I just thought Cinderella was a name. Thanks for the information, Ace. It certainly sounds like they made a big deal out of nothing. But this is a different kind of problem. I don't think you can lump that together with the game restriction issues. Yeah, I understand now that Little Ash Girl kind of sounds... You don't know the context, but it sounds bad. But, like, as a kid, I didn't care. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog is not a real name, but I was like, yep, that's his name. Sonic T. Hedgehog. Overall, I'm in favor of restrictions. I don't think it's a good idea for mentally immature children to see footage of explicit content. As a matter of fact, our household is basically media-free, and we only allow our children to see books and movies that my wife and I have chosen. I can't say it's the best thing to do, but at a time like now, when information is so overwhelming, regulation is the only way to protect our children. There's a little truth to that. I understand what Tadpole is saying, but I think that has its own dangers. They say that kids that grow up in overly pure environments snap when it comes time for them to enter society on their own. Naturally, it's not true for everyone. My associate is just like that. He grew up in a house just like the one that Tadpole is describing, but he throws away money like crazy. His bank account is always empty by the day after paycheck. When he goes shopping, he just fills the basket with games, books, and DVDs like a madman. It's kind of scary to watch. Whatever it is, it's best to do it in moderation. Yep, moderation's always the answer. I thought of this while reading this thread. Kids these days don't get hit by their teachers or kicked out of their houses by their parents. They just get praised over and over for nothing. Wow, very accurate. And that was accurate in yesteryear. This is accurate today. I forgot to write whether I'm for or against the restrictions. I agree with the restrictions themselves. If there is a reason for the restrictions, then I say they're fine. Need new microchip? Is it normal, common sense, to implant microchips into our children these days? I don't quite get the idea, as in my generation, this was something that happened only in science fiction movies. If a GPS can constantly monitor a child, that child will not be able to simply go to the places he or she wants to. Children properly going home since they're monitored by their parents. Is this how our culture should be? Speaking for myself, I find it awkward. How do the rest of you feel? Nice to meet you, Applestar. I'm a mother of a single child. My son entered elementary school 2 years ago. At the time of enrollment, the school had handed out manuals and other necessary documents as well as promotional material for the microchips and security calls. From what I hear, at least 60% of the children have microchips implanted in them. Of course, it would be ideal if a parent could accompany their child to and from school, but very few families can do that these days. I have my hands full taking care of my father, so I can't go pick up my son. Naturally, my husband is at work too. I understand your concern, Applestar, but since your children's safety is the most important thing, don't you think you should consider? What does a security call mean? I've never heard of that. Let me think, where was that? I think there was a campaign like that in Nagano, safety call. I believe that the prefecture provided special cell phones. Each were preset so that they can call the parent's cell phone or police with a single touch, while also being able to receive voice instructions on how to get to the nearest participating children's safety station. Whatever Kagari mentioned is correct. I'm happy to have a system like that. In an emergency, it will make all the difference. In our household, we also have the kids carry pepper spray. Baby Ken's mom. I heard that the Nagano government is officially addressing the problem of children's safety, but I didn't know it was to that extent. Well, there are a lot of horror stories about the decay of public safety, but is it really so bad that parents have to monitor them while they go or come back from school? Isn't that going a little too far? Applestar. Once something has happened, it's too late. You have to take whatever precautions you can to make sure it doesn't happen. Kids holding pepper spray is crazy. I don't know what you're all talking about. I'm sorry, but there's something that I want to say, so here it goes. A few days ago, I went to my mother to get an MC put in me. I told my mom I didn't want to, but I went to my mother to get an MC put in me. I told my mom I didn't want to, but she wouldn't listen. You said it was for my own good. But I just don't understand what was for my own good. On my way home from school, I stopped by a friend's house, but I got an angry phone call from my mom. I was trying to get back a DVD that I lent. On the way home from cram school, I stopped at a convenience store to talk with my friends. Again, my mother called and yelled at me. There's no way I can handle this much longer. These microchip things stink. Yeah, you're gonna drive your kid crazy. It takes courage to respond the way you did. Even if the child doesn't want it, the parent may still want to do it because they worry. I can see both sides, so I have mixed emotions. But I don't think, but don't you think it's a little weird that people mildly accepting having microchips implanted in their children, but they get all worked up about the citizen numbering system? I don't think anyone wants to be bound by data. I don't mean to call you out, but Babykin's mom, how would you have felt about having a microchip implanted in you when you were a child? We all wish there was less crime, but we can't hope for much under the current circumstances. But even so, instead of relying on the most convenient solution, I think that we need to find an answer that is good for both adults and children. Yeah, that's a pretty good take. A new model, by the way, YouTube, if you're listening to me talk about this is not real life. This is a video game. I'm reading forums in a video game from 2000 whatever. A new model has been announced. Is everyone going to buy it? I've got a simple question. When did CC Corp get into home electronics? I'm suspicious of this open pricing thing. I bet it'll be expensive. That's what I heard anyway. I admit it will be worth buying, but if you don't have the money, you don't have it, frowny face. If you want money, you go to work to earn it. By the way, I always put $5 into savings each week. Not a bad idea. I wonder too, but there's usually a jinx against companies that suddenly jump into new ventures. I don't want them to go bankrupt, because that means that I won't be able to play the world. I hope CC Corp earns a bundle. $420? I hope that includes tax. Man, a little more than $400. That's too much, frowny face. It's a forum inside of a game. It's not a real forum. These are not real people we're talking about. It's just a state of mind. Concentrate. If you feel like it's expensive, it's expensive. If you feel like it's cheap, right? Relax your mind. Nope. No matter how I look at it, it's expensive. Oh my word. Looking for Tan. Just as my topic says, I've been going to a guild shop and whispering to the store managers, but I cannot get a hold of him. I really need to talk to Tan. I've taken the liberty of posting here with the hope that you fine folks will know a way to contact him. If this post goes against the rules of the board, I apologize. Does anyone know anything? I'll be waiting for replies. Tan is disbanded. Did they have something you wanted? I may be able to help you out. What's Tan? A guild that was active until just recently. It's not anymore. Tan is from .hack Roots, by the way. They disbanded shortly before the events of .hack GU. I almost said sign. Their main activities revolve around trading items and information. It was said that there was nothing they couldn't acquire, as they had a wide variety of goods, in the world of course. However, they found out that the guild was cheating, so they split up and the main members were deprived of their IDs. I guess you could call them a legend in a way. In that case, I would like to get information. The other day, a friend of mine was PK'd. I'll never forgive them for it. I want to catch them so that I can give them a good spanking. This is what I know about the PKers. They work as a pair. One is a Blade Brandier, the other is an Edge Punisher. The Edge Punisher speaks strange. If you know anything about these two PKers, I hope you're willing to tell me. Hey, that's the two that killed us, I think. If it was just items, I may have been able to help you out. If you're looking for information, try whispering to Nuada and Cephalon? Okay, I'll try whispering to them. Thank you for your help. Forest of Pain! Hello and good evening. Do any of you know about the conditions to activate the world quest, The Forest of Pain? I've completed all the quests except for The Forest of Pain. Are there any conditions that I don't know about in order to activate the quest? That quest can't be played right now. The entire area is currently sealed off. Even if you have the words needed, I doubt you'll get transported there. You're pretty brave to want to challenge the Forest of Pain. The proud, upright posture of one dedicated to conquering the demon world that is said to be unbeatable. Oh, it's so cool. I can't stand it. The Forest of Pain, eh? I think it'd be best if you avoid anything to do with it. That's too bad. Thanks for the info. What do you mean? Players that participate in the Forest of Pain quest are known to disappear. There was a time when this rumor was fairly well known. When it started, many laughed and thought it was just one of the urban legends, but upon doing some research, I found that player data for some of the people who participated were lost. Further research revealed that the actual players where the character data was lost were in a coma. It was a big deal. In the end, nothing concrete was revealed about the link between the Forest of Pain and the comatose players, but if I were you, I would stay away from that quest. Are you kidding me? Who knows? It's up to you to believe it or not. Believe it or don't. But as they often say, where there's smoke, there's fire. For now, I'll just say that, personally, I don't think it's just another rumor. Okay. I think I'll just hold off on that quest even when it does open back up, smiley face. So that's cool. The Forest of Pain is already being brought up. We can't do that until Volume 3. The Urban Legend. A friend of a friend told me that. I'm sure you've heard that before. Rumors that feel real, even though they seem to have no factual basis. Rumors that seem to come true even as they are spread. Rumors that seem logically impossible, yet become increasingly easy to believe the more you think about them. Half of the rumors on this board are rumors of urban legends. I'd like to talk for a bit about these legends. If you have any time, please lend your ears to a dull analyst. If you have way too much time, please write a response. I'm sure he would be thrilled. Some of you may still not be sure of what I mean by urban legends after reading my last post. How about if I mention the woman with the crooked mouth, the Axeman under the bed, the cat in the microwave oven, or the baby in the locker? Chances are you've heard at least one of them. Most urban legends are scary stories like these, designed to make us feel fear and unease on a basic, primitive level. Compared to regular ghost stories, urban legends have an ambiguous part that says, this happened to someone, somewhere. However, as rumors, these are inherently interesting, and they have an undeniable impact. You start wanting to believe that these things can actually happen, then you start wanting to tell them to others. They are rumors that should be no big deal, yet they're kind of scary and interesting at the same time. This is the true identity of the urban legend. Here now is one of those legends. Please decide for yourselves whether or not to spread it amongst yourselves. Have you ever wanted to know what the future holds? I have a good method of predicting it, so I will now share this to you. This is the story of how I heard from a friend, but bow 3 times to the northeast, then 3 times to the southwest. Then call your own cell phone. Upon doing so, you will not hear a normal error message, but instead hear a woman say, "Would you like to leave a message for?" When you hear this woman's voice, you then say this, "Future, oh future, please come here." When you come, please reply. Once you have said this, turn the power off of your cell phone, wrap it in a red handkerchief, and put it in your cell phone pocket, or put it in your left pocket. Upon doing so, you will get a phone call from the future within 24 hours. You will be asked what kind of future you would like to know. So you must respond to this within 10 seconds. Then the future will tell you about the future you wish to know. However, if you do not answer the question within 10 seconds, you will be taken away by the future and forced to become its companion. What? The future's a person? Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, thanks for the explanation. I've been hearing talk about the future a lot lately. It's all just following up Satoru, though. Thanks for the summary. Oh, I remember that. It was all the rage back in grade school. Don't you think this future thing is just an abbreviated version of Satoru method? I wonder if it's too much trouble for kids today to have phone ringing over and over again. Good work, Encephalon. I wonder. I personally think that it's the most interesting part of these processes. Thanks for the responses. He is thrilled as well. Really, thank you. So who is this he you keep talking about? It's really bugging me. Is it just me, or do I smell more fascinating things to come? Lol. The Mystery of the World. I tried collecting up the latest rumors. If you're interested, here they are. Number 1, the little girl in the hall. Number 2, tuning fork. Number 3, Tri-Edge. We know all those things. If you go to the Halugrons Cathedral at 12 a.m. exactly, you will hear a girl crying. Those who hear this girl will fall into a coma after a week. But apparently, if you talk to 5 people within the week about your experience, you'll be spared from the coma. Also, these rumors say that the girl is wearing something like a white nightgown. That a girl wearing something like a white nightgown will sometimes appear before your very eyes. If you hear a sound like a tuning fork in the area, you will fall into a coma. Of course, if this were true, I doubt anyone who heard that sound would be around to start the rumor. Lol. Tri-Edge. People who come across a triple-clawed twin blade, in-game of course, fall into a coma in real life. These people also gain a triangular-shaped wound while in the coma. We're just full of coma rumors lately. I've heard stories along those lines. It's pretty scary. Good evening. I'm sorry. Please read. Rumor board. Good evening. I'm Nanase Mitabi. Recently, there appears to be an interesting number of you who are failing to uphold the local rules of this board. I thought this may be because many of you are coming here for the first time, so I decided to make this thread to clearly list the rules. Unlike other boards, there are several rules that are constantly in effect. Before you post here, please make sure you read them in the following response. Thank you. Adhere to the rules. There are 4 types of threads in the rumor board. When making a new thread, please make sure it adheres to one of the 4 rules. There are people out there who use this board as a serious reference, so please be thorough. Sightings and encounters. Please use this type when describing something you have seen or experienced for yourself. If it is something you have heard, please differentiate the type of thread between online and offline. Online rumors. Use this type when you're talking about a rumor online. Offline, when you're talking about real life. General. Use this type for a general discussion thread that do not fall under the previous 3. No taunting. Based on the nature of this board, there will always be discussions about things that would not normally be considered as common sense. However, no matter how improbable you may think someone's post is, do not mock them for their views. Good evening as a greeting. No matter what time of day it may be, always greet your fellow posters with good evening. There is no particular reason for this, but it has been a long-standing tradition of this board. Please uphold it. Point of caution. The things written in the threads here are rules pertaining to only the rumor board. Please stop bringing them up in other boards and sites. Obviously. Okay. Welcome to the graphic bulletin board. Let's enjoy the day drawing while relaxing. Please check the rules and regulations before uploading images to Apkalu. Apkalu is a special form created for uploading and showing off your drawings of other members. Apkalu is a name of a New Babylonian or New Assyrian mythology, or something like that. I don't have the details. Does anyone know? Congrats! The word on the street is that one of our frequent posters, Shuju, is going pro. Congratulations! I'm adding your name to the list, but if you have any problems with this, please let me know. Professional Apkalu members. Basilico now designs Crimson Verses. Smoto, working in animation industry. Shuju, waiting for confirmation. So this is cool, actually. Apkalu is a image board, and it's got fake in-game fan art, and you can actually get the fan art and use it for your desktop. No subject. Hello, my name Masaru from Kyoto. I'm student. Right now I study English, so I logged into US server. I enjoy make many American friends. I am grateful for your bulletin board. Thank you for having me. Good lord. Yeah, and for some reason Haseo downloads all the wallpapers instantaneously. He just has to have all of them. Very nice guy. Walnuts. Correct. Open Rodriguez? Heap. I'm scared. Oh, but it's kind of cool. No, wait. Definitely scary. Hello everyone, call me Maria. I like the scenery of the grassy field, so I tried my hand at drawing one. It's very embarrassing because I know I'm not as good as everyone else here, but oh well. If there's someone here that likes it, I have other scenery I like, so I would like to post them as well. What areas would you like to see? Pretty good. I suck at drawing scenery. Hey there, Maria. I really like the peaceful feeling from the grassy field. I like these fields too. I like clear days, but I'm starting to like it when it rains too. Recently I was running around a field, and at one point I got so excited that I couldn't keep myself from shouting, "Woohoo!" Then my mom came in and said I was a bit creepy. I mean, I can see how someone looking in on us from outside must think we look pretty strange, but still. I like nighttime myself. You can see the magic sparkling in the air. I also love the moon. The last hope of the world, Kazubolo, at your service. Hello, Kazubolo here. My real-life self lives in a place with a hot climate year-round, so I find myself drawn to snowscapes. I love the snow areas in R1. Of course, the Kazubolo troop would probably freeze to death since we're always walking around barefoot. Nice to meet you, Maria. I love the ocean area and the grasslands. I always like to run along the beach, kicking up sand as I go. Smiley face. You always use such cute colors in your pictures, Knuckle. Everyone here is so good at drawing. It's amazing. The Kazubolo troop? Barefoot? It seems there's been a lot of PK and other suspicious guilds popping up these days that are making it harder to enjoy the game. Come on, can't we all just get along? Love and peace, brother. PKing is for losers. I bet the Chim Chims agree with me. That is a trick-ass character right there. You're kicking the Chim Chims too, aren't you? Lol. You don't fool me. That Chim Chim on your shoulder isn't carrying a Chim Sphere. In other words, you kicked that Chim Sphere and took his sphere. Uh-oh, I've been found out. PKing is all part of the parameters, right? It's up to the individuals to decide whether or not it's for losers. Because it is part of the parameters. PKing is just another way to play. If you don't like PKing as it's found in the world, then you're welcome to play something else. But I was PK'd together with a friend when we were playing on our own the other day. It was a strange group of 3 people, and they were laughing at us. They were laughing as if they were really happy. I was so frustrated, I felt like crying. Is that what you call parameters? I don't want to be told to put up or shut up with something ridiculous like that. Love and peace! Love and peace! Those that play with friends and those that play solo, those that enjoy collecting money more than raising their level, those that enjoy PKing, and those that enjoy PKing. There are many different styles of play, but as long as they are part of the parameters, it's up to all the individual players to choose which style they would like to pursue. No one can deny your choice to play with your friends or PKers' choice to PK. No one is telling you to do that. There are plenty of games with no PKing at all, but the world is a game where PKing exists. You know that's all well and good, but why is there a heart mark on your Chim Chim? Is all I really wanted to hear. Denying other playing styles cannot be contained with lighthearted jokes. As for the heart mark, it's lovely, lol. I love the heart mark. Same here. I wish I had a Chim Chim to ride on my shoulder. The other day, my character, she's called Half? She's called Half, by the way, was PK'd. But when that happened, someone in black and red came to help. Save? Question mark me? He was incredibly strong, and took out the PKers like it was nothing. But he didn't bring me back to life, so I had no idea if he really showed up there just to save me or not. Has anyone seen him? Here's a picture of what he looks like. Sorry, don't remember more clearly, frowny face. Oh, so is this from the opening? Oh no, this isn't from the opening. That's Gen 1 Haseo. Before he got his class upgrade. Nope, never seen anyone like him, but I would love to meet him. Do you remember the words for the area you met him in? I don't suppose I could meet him if I went out on a stakeout there, huh? But you know, I just realized, there are tons of people dressed in black and red in the world. What is this, a joke? Are you sure you weren't dreaming? Make sure you get some decent sleep now and then. I saw him too, a guy in black and red. He kind of looked like this. That's an alien. That's just an alien, brother. Knuckle, so you've never met him? That's too bad. I'm afraid I don't remember the words. I just kind of put them in randomly, lol. Oh yeah, you're right. There are really a ton of people dressed like that, I'm sorry. Blue-eyed samurai. Maybe it is a joke. Laugh out loud. Lately, I've been unable to distinguish between the world and reality. Beast Hunter K. You saw him? Really? Wait a second. That doesn't seem right. Lol. I wouldn't have any blood left after meeting him. That's the same reason why I also went off searching for an interesting person the other day, and then I happened to come across him, a guy in black and red. I was turning a corner in Makanu when I suddenly saw a shadow looming and ran right into its owner. When I looked up, all I saw was this incredibly thick chest. He said, "Sorry," but I couldn't see his face because of his damn chest. And here I thought I was going to fall in love. I thought a light Indian breeze was going to blow from underneath his arms. Truly a bittersweet experience. Anyways, that's why I'm off to search for an interesting person again. Lol. That's funny. Exotic guy. That guy looks kind of familiar to me. But not you guys. Ah, silly Machi, lol. You really are a great artist, but you don't seem to know the fine line between genius and idiocy. Unfortunately, you come down on the idiotic side. Yeah, they're talking about Haseo. The first person posted this picture. They got quote-unquote saved by a guy in black and red. And they're wondering if anybody else saw him. Ooh, I like it. Very street art-like. Nice. They say there's no one better at drawing than someone who can capture a gag well. But seriously, you're really good. I think I've become a genuine fan. I can't wait to see your next work. Good luck. This is... Please hold. Phew, my sides hurt from laughing too much. Are you sure it was really supposed to be red and black and not red and yellow? What, with the giant Buddha and the lotus and the red goggles? Well, I had no idea what was going on, but I bet this guy goes along with the monks on their begging trips. You have achieved perfect harmony along a fine line between unification and division of Indian and Oriental styles. It was so good, I actually lost track of myself for a moment. Truly incredible. Looking forward to your next work. Okay, thanks to your great responses, you all are getting some special treatment in the next one. Incidentally, the words idiot and weirdo are the world's greatest compliments. Lol. Miyako Half. Are you sure this isn't Haseo, the Terror of Death? I can't tell for sure because of how deformed he looks in the picture. Still, I think it's probably the Terror of Death. Did he ask you anything like, do you know Tri-Edge or something like that? Chim Soccer. I thought I'd like to try playing soccer with Chim Chims. Count me in. I wonder if we can get like 11 players. Of course, I can't help feeling sorry for the Chim Chims. That's kind of mean, but I think I'd like to try it too. Apologize to the poor Chim Chim's frowny face. Just keep believing and this will someday come true, or rather, just a matter of time until CC Corp includes this in one of their updates. I'd like to kick them too, but I don't think I'll pass on doing headers with them. That's just gross. I'd like to be kicked myself. What? What? I'd like to try kicking them too. You're looking at their faces, and you start to get this urge. And it starts to grow and build, and you finally let go and kick them, and BAM! You feel great again. So yeah, count me in for Chim Soccer. How are you? I'm Machi. I'm an extreme noob who only just logged in for the first time the other day, but I'm already completely taken with the world. Recently I've tried making a party for the first time, and it was so much fun that I found myself drawing without even realizing it. The above are nice people who joined me in my party. Raw Ham Sister is on the right, and the other one is Beach Boy. When we fought a giant turtle for some reason, they were desperate to help. They also helped me to get good items and build up my experience, to which I'm very grateful. I've heard lots of stories about PKers, so I was secretly worried, but I'm glad they all turned out to be such great people. I love the world. Ah. What lovely sentiments. You all... what? Oh, you all draw good. What a great illustration, but something about Beach Boy bothers me, and I'm not sure what. He's kind of scary. Ugh. Nice to make your acquaintances. I'm known as Julius. Oh, what a beautiful illustration. I hope you will let me accompany you on a future endeavor. I also hope you will draw me in another wonderful illustration afterwards, smiley face. Hi there, I'm Miyako. Half. Lol. You're an amazing artist. Wow. Laugh out loud. You've got... what's that word? Talent? Whatever. Whatever it is. I'm jealous. Smiley face. Oh, just so I'm clear, this isn't a post for a singles get-together or anything, laugh out loud. Allow me to start by introducing myself. I am the last hope of the world, the one known as Kazubolo, the red-eyed samurai. I am currently level 9, and undergoing daily training. My playtime motto is, bright, fun, and balanced. Everyone, I hope you will welcome me into your ranks. Wait, I didn't download the image. Oops. This is scarily accurate to how some people used to write in forums. Hell, they might still do it. Your level's awfully low for being the last hope. Ouch, I see that you don't hold back. Well, since I am the world's last hope right now, I'm not even a first hope, frowny face, cry face. Which is why I'm currently looking for comrades who will help me save the world someday, lol. Afro! Afro! Admin, doesn't this fall under public solicitation? Is this allowed? Laugh out loud. That's true. This board is supposed to be for people to post their drawings and receive feedback, so it's not really an appropriate place for party solicitations. But he did put up a picture, so I'm going to call it a gray zone and leave it up to the admins. Besides, who am I to decide the rules of this board? If there's a problem with the post, feel free to delete it, admins. Deletion key, 1234. Party solicitations fall under the following prohibited behaviors. Please be more careful in the future. However, since you posted an illustration, the self-introduction part is not a problem. Don't be so formal. Join up with me. The other day, I immediately made up a party with Julius and went off adventuring. We thought we could use another in the party, so we invited a passerby, Jin, to join. And here to commemorate that is a picture of a rainy field trio. Thanks, Julius. Wow. Nice butt shot. Good work the other day. Ooh, I like this one. I am indebted to you for drawing me so well. To think that pouring rain adventure would lead to a beautiful picture like this. Whoa, that looks like just like Jin, lol. He was some character, wasn't he? He was a bit concerned about his hair, though. I hope the three of us can go off in a dungeon... Wait, I hope the three of us can go off dungeon... traipsing again? Thanks for a great time, smiley face. Alright. Now we can actually finally get back to playing the damn game. Oh yeah, there's Crimson Versus. Nice. And we can change our background to something that we found in the forums. I kinda like this one. We'll use that one for now. Alright, back to the world. Holy crap, I forgot how much different the loading screen was. Oh crap, there's more forums? Oh my god. Oh wait, no, this is to learn about the world. Shit. Dude, is the first episode just gonna be us reading? Welcome to the world. The world is an MMORPG. Enjoyed by many players. Gain fame as a top-class adventurer. Become an emperor of the Colosseum. Take part in quests and explore the world, or just relax and take in the gorgeous scenery. There is more than one way to enjoy the world, and more than one path to take. You too can become a resident of the world and live the life you desire. The crest is This is a crest device. This is the key to creating a barrier that stops monsters from invading the town. Each town has at least one Chaos Gate, and you must use this warp to warp into the field or a dungeon. Steam Alchemy. This is an alchemy device created by combining Steam and Crest technology. Just toss an item in from old equipment to spare items, and this device will transform it into a different item. Although the device was first intended to transform scrap into gold, the types of items that can be transformed is now restricted by law, since economics predicted it would wreak havoc on the economy. Yeah. First 3 episodes, calling it right now. Hell yeah. It is a steam-powered bike invented by humans. It is an extremely expensive item, and just riding one of these would earn you jealousy stares from other people in town. Gondola. The gondola has been historically used to navigate the canals of Mach Anu. Transportation provided by gondolas used to be essential to everyday life, but with the steady advancement in technology, it has mostly lost its original purpose and has become more of a tourist attraction in Mach Anu. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, we about to learn some lore? What's the official forms? Oh man. Oh dear. Alright, well, before we get locked into learning lore, let's read the forums from players. Medic Troop. How fare thee, citizens? My name is Governor Tadashi of the Medic Troop, or the Medic Union. I used to be known as the 100-man killer, as well as the 100-man healer, but it's nothing, pardon me, just my chronic disease. My guild is here to bring love, bravery, and healing to the world, and our battle is never ending. However, the power of evil is great. The voices yearning for healing grow louder every day. You there, you passionate, fiery ones. Do you want to do everything you can to smash this awful situation? Well, you're in luck, because I'm searching for warriors just like yourselves. If your heart burns as hot as mine, then come and fight by my side, and let us yell together, and let it be known that healing will return the world. I eagerly await your application to join. Ah. Just finished the Persona LP, and now you're joining the legions of people still waiting for me to do not eternal punishment, Innocent Sin. Hello. Hope you enjoyed it. Move my game a little bit to the side. Entry qualifications. As long as you have a fiery passion dancing in your heart, you're qualified to join. Entry procedure. Look at our member list in the next response, whisper me a color not found on the list, and I'll come meet you myself to give you an instructions. I mean, praise you, personally. Finally, I will give you a healing changer, at home key. And with that, you'll be a member of the Medic Union too. Duties: protect the innocent from the attacks of the black-hearted monsters sent from the evil organization, the Bad Ones. If there are no monsters to be found, heal the people of that area. Say Nyan at the end of all your sentences. Since I govern this guild, I do say Nyan myself. Our character models are all from the 2 tribe. Ah, you made a cat girl character. These 18 names are our current member list. Heal Red, Heal Blue, Heal Black, Heal Thunder, Heal Pink, Heal Orange, that's me. Heal Silver, Heal Curry, Heal Curry? Curry's not a color, is it? Heal Purple, Heal Carmine? Heal Rose, Heal Sand, Heal White, Heal Cobalt, Heal Green, Heal Carbon, Heal Crimson, and Heal Iris. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll get around to it eventually. Thread and response. I'm sorry, but this is a question completely unrelated to the world. But what exactly are threads and responses? I see everyone using terms like creating a new thread or side responses, but I'm afraid I have no idea what they mean. I'm a total beginner at computers. I've only had mine for 2 weeks, so if anyone could explain these to me without too much jargon, I'd be grateful. Threads are... well, this is a thread right here. It's used to refer to a string of posts in a forum that talk about a particular subject. For example, someone posts a response to that question, someone else posts a response. This is how threads get built around a certain subject, with people writing responses after responses. Creating a new thread refers to the act of 1, which is to start a new topic. This is pretty funny because I don't feel like forums get really used all that much anymore, do they? A response is just that, a response to a certain subject. Side responses are when someone posts a response in the middle of a conversation 2 people are having through the responses. Did that help? Okay, so basically starting from the first post asking about threads and responses and continuing all the way down in the post is a thread, right? And the things you wrote to help me are called responses, right? Is that correct? It is true. Good job on picking up so quickly. It's all thanks to you. Thank you so much. Elements. Hello there, I just started playing recently. That said, I have a question right off the bat. Normal RPGs always have elements like fire, water, right? Does the world have things like this too? I'd appreciate someone filling me in. Now you just ask ChatGPT. Yeah, that's fair. It sure does. There are 6 elements altogether. Fire, water, wind, earth, light, and dark. But the current version doesn't have light and dark implemented, so right now it's pretty much just the other 4. Actually, there are 9 elements in total. Fire, water, wind, earth, light, dark, neutral, physical, and magical. Among these, fire and water, wind and earth, light and dark are connected as opposing elements. Opposing elements are elements that cancel each other, and each element's opposite element is also weak to its point. EX. Fire monsters are weak against water, and water monsters are weak against fire. Neutral is just that, an element that doesn't belong to any of the other 6. Physical refers to a regular attack, and arts that performed with the X button. Magical, on the other hand, refers to a spell. Anyway, that's the rough explanation. Thanks a lot. If I have any more questions, I'll be sure to ask. Monster that runs away. Okay, you've all seen an animal, question mark, that runs away from you at an amazing speed in both the field and dungeon, right? Can anyone tell me what that is? I don't think it's a monster. It's probably a Chim Chim or a lucky animal. The question is, which one? What did that animal look like? Kind of like a horse? Maybe a bird? Maybe an anteater? Look like a bunch of things. It's a lucky animal. You're right, it isn't. It's an NPC which, if you run and catch up to it and kick it, will give you a lucky effect. An effect that is very beneficial for the player. It's a pretty useful effect, so do your best in tracking them down and kicking them. So what kind of effects will it give me? The effects depend on the lucky animal's appearance, shape, and here are some examples. The Moon Rabbit gives experience to all players. Ganesha, the elephant, raises your max HP and SP to 1.5 times the normal. Baku, the anteater, gives you lots of materials. Nue, a monkey with a snake for a tail, summons a King Chim Chim. There are lots of effects besides these. Try searching for them in different areas and giving them a shot. Lucky goblins. Oh, thank you. I drew it and animated it myself, which was pretty fun. I actually like the program that I used to make it move. Got it. Thanks a lot. Big Chim Chim. Nice to meet you all. I'm Dindekiden. The other day I broke a barrel in a dungeon and a strange Chim Chim came out of it. Then the Chim Chim attacked me. I was surprised and inadvertently ran away, but what on earth was it? Could someone please tell me? I appreciate it. Jot this down. Yeah, okay. It came out of a barrel, right? In that case, it was probably a King Chim Chim. King Chim Chims are special kinds of Chim Chims. However, it's not a monster. Normal Chim Chims will drop Chim Spheres and run away if you kick them, but King Chim Chims will get mad and counterattack you if you try to kick them. Okay, so they're called King Chim Chims. I never would have thought there was any kind of Chim Chim around that attacked players, so it was quite a surprise. Kolomia, thank you for your information. The next time I see a King Chim Chim, I'll do my best to take it down. The dark guy PK'd me. While we were walking along an area, we were PK'd by a guy dressed in all black. At first I thought it was just someone being annoying and charged out of it and changed our area, but then he followed us to the new location. I guess it was one of those new stalker PKers. At any rate, he kept following us everywhere. When I asked him why he PK'd, he wouldn't even answer me. Man, that guy was creepy. We tried to fight back once, but we were no match for him, and our whole group was wiped out. It was heartbreaking. That must have been rough for you. I've been PK'd before too, so I know what it's like. It really sucks. I won't say all PKing is bad, but pointless stalking PKing shouldn't be allowed. It's against the law to stalk people in real life, so why should it be any different online? I'm hoping that the law changes to prevent such cases. Please don't let it get you down, June Pride. Don't let the PKers win by giving up the world. What the hell's up with that? The guy just followed you around without saying a word? What a jerk. I wonder what's going on with the world lately. With all these bugs and stalker PKers, it's getting to be too much. And for that matter, don't go crying just because you got hurt. Beatrice, Stella, thank you both. I'll do my best. You're right, I won't back down from a stalker. I think he was a partisan with the same design as me. His entire body was giving off black effects or some sort. So I think he must have had some kind of rare item or ability. His name was... I'm sorry, I forgot. Don't be ridiculous. He was really strong. Wow, that must have been tough. By any chance, was that PKer named Doppelganger? Oh, you're right. That was it. But how did you know? Is he a famous PKer or something? Well, I mean, it's a monster. What do you mean? Well, there's a monster like that out there. It's a monster that takes on the exact appearance of a player, and normally doesn't do much except wander around, but when it spots a player, it'll attack without notice. It's set to have a much higher level than the player it's attacking, so theoretically no one can beat them, even though there is an HP cap. The reason you felt like that was it was following you everywhere is because you're in a field, but for some reason they never show up in dungeons. I wonder why. If you ever see one, well, the best thing to do is to run away without being spotted. No way! But it wasn't a PKer, it was a monster, huh? I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry for having a misunderstanding. Now, there's no need for that. Everyone has things they don't know. Oh yeah, if you ever end up fighting a doppelganger again, just use a smokescreen to run away immediately. That way, you should be able to avoid having your whole party wiped. Good luck with your adventures. Nice guys. Playing in a group. Hi there, I'm Black Cat in Heart. Black Cat in Heart, that's their name. This is my first post, so I'm kind of nervous. I have a question of sorts. The other day I ended up becoming the leader of a group, but it was my first time, so I didn't quite know what to do, and I'm afraid I made things unpleasant for the party members. Actually, they told me that to my face how much I sucked. What are some things that I should do to be a better party leader? I eagerly await your instruction. The main thing to keep in mind when leading a party is to have good strategy before setting out. Decide who will play what role in the party, make sure everyone knows who will attack, who will heal, etc. Make a well-balanced party. As much as possible, try to create a party that is well-balanced in both offense and defense. The ideal is 2 swordsmen and 1 cleric. Choose an area appropriate for your party. The odds will only be against you if you try to go to an area with monster levels that are over your head. A straightforward approach to an area with a level that fits your party will do much more to raise your experience and fill your inventory. Double check your expendable items. Make sure you know beforehand who has how many HP and SP recovery items, as well as resurrection items. If there is someone with no items, be prepared to share some of your own when necessary. That's about it. See ya. I think your actions during battle also are important. For example, giving clear orders that fit the immediate battle situation and making sure to pull off Rengekis when chances present themselves. Have a good grasp on when to use Awakening. I also think that a leader needs to be brave or be decisive enough to run away from a battle when needed. I guess double checking items and area settings is the leader's job. I felt it up for someone else to do that the last time I became a leader. The next chance I get, I hope to be able to handle those things effectively. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry, could you be more specific? It would really help me out if you provided some specific examples of what you mean. Sorry to be so selfish after you went out of your way to teach me. Okay, here are some examples. Giving clear orders that fit the battle. There are times during battles when your prearranged plans have no effect. When this happens, the leader is expected to have the ability to form a new strategy that meets the needs of the battle on the spot. To be specific, not much damage is being dealt to an enemy. Have everybody attack all at once, or conserve SP to make it an endurance fight. Recovery can't keep up with the damage received. Have more people with healing or using smokescreen to retreat. Make sure you pull off Rengekis given the chance. To ensure you can use Rengekis when necessary, don't go crazy on your skill triggers. If you use the skill trigger too much, there will be times when you have a chance for a skill chain, but you can't use your skill trigger. So, you miss your chance. Have a good grasp on when to use Awakenings. This is basically the same as a skill trigger. Awakening is a powerful method of attacking, but if you use it too early, you just wasted it and it didn't have that big of an effect. For example, use it when fighting a strong boss level enemy. Use when your companions are in trouble. Use it to defeat an enemy wielding status ailments, such as sleep, etc. How's that? Did that help? Oh yes, definitely. Thank you for all your help. The next time I become a leader, I will do whatever I can so that my party members will approve of me. Nice. Hi everyone, my name is Tricycle Cop. It is not Officer Tricycle. Don't get them mixed up. Here's my question. I would like to try this soloing thing. Basically, I want to be a so-called hardcore player. Any tips that you could help me would be appreciated. Thank you so much. Personally, I don't care much for the idea of solo play in an online game, but oh well. Here are the basics for solo. Conserve items. Even if you're a cleric, it is essential to conserve the items that will restore your HP and SP. It's also not a bad idea to bring along attack items that will be useful for the area you plan on visiting. Make sure you have an escape plan. Always have some smoke screens and return feathers on you. Know the shortest path back to the platform from where you are in case you run out of items. Research the area you're planning to visit. Check if there are any enemies that have status ailment causing skills in the area you're going to. When playing solo, contracting a status ailment is a quick path to disaster, so it might be better to avoid areas with enemies like that. It's not much, but hopefully this will help you out. Sir Harley, I truly appreciate your guidance. I have questions about your third point though. How precisely should you go on about investigating what kind of monsters await in an area? Why not try to making an area, transporting there, and then immediately transporting back to town? What exactly do you mean? Make an area, confirm the enemies that reside there at a distance where they won't spot you, as well as how the map is configured, as well as its size. After checking on them, go back to town. Repeat this to look for an area that's appropriate for you, but be careful. When you're close enough to an enemy to see their names, it also means you're close enough for them to spot you. I'll write down the points you don't need to keep in mind while fighting solo battles. I hope that'll help you. Use guard and charge attacks, knockbacks, well. When you think about an enemy's about to attack, guard before attacking. If you become surrounded, run away to a safer spot. Knock back enemies that follow with a charge attack, and try to fight them one-on-one. Sir Killer Whale, Sir Renji, thank you both for your guidance. I have one last question. I'm currently at level 10, a level 10 Punisher. Could you tell me the best area for one such as myself to level up? Thank you very much. Ooh, we're getting words? As for areas, Truthful Marbles Bum. Okay. Level 10 area, Element Fire Earth. Up front, Blazing Chamomile. Or Camellia. Or Camilla? Camilla? Area level 13, Element Water. Are pretty good. The first word should be just right for you, and the second set should be good for a challenge. Nice. You do get words for looking in the forum, so you do have to do that. With that level, you should have a good selection. With the following words: Sacred, Warm, Croaking, Corins, Black, Purebred, Ocean, Blue Cloud, Cassiopeia. Go on and try lots of combinations. Combining new words is yet another way to learn. Nice. You two, I am indebted, truly indebted. I will do the best I can. Good luck, smiley face. Show all threads. Oh, like I can read them all at once? Shit. I have a question about monster visibility. When I try to ambush a monster, I always end up getting spotted. And because I'm an adept rogue, I rarely get invited to parties. It'll only get worse if they find out that I can't even ambush a monster. I'm not even that good at action games or real-time stuff in the first place, so I'm really in a fix. Could someone please tell me how to ambush right? Any help would do. Thank you. For most monsters, their blind spot is behind their backs. Whoa, sorry, I burped a little bit. If you just approach them from behind, it won't matter if you're walking or running, they won't spot you. But even when I approach monsters from behind, there are still times when they get a exclamation point above their heads. I really don't get it. And then before I know it, I'm in battle. Am I the only one who has this problem? Yep, I know what you were talking about. I think that happens because the monsters have turned around or something and spotted you. So don't worry about it. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when they're just starting out, smiley face. Applestar summed up the theory quite well, but if you're not naturally good at action games, it can be really hard to know what to do. So at those times, it's best to learn firsthand. Make an area where there's no way you can die, like level 1 or something, and start monster watching. While you're watching the monsters, you should notice that their behavior follows certain rules and patterns. Things like, they walk for a bit, stop, look in different directions, etc. Once you've got their movements down, it's time to start practicing your approach. Run up to them and quickly, and then face when they're facing away from you. If you keep practicing this, it'll become second nature. Good luck. Another reason why that happens is maybe you didn't know... food is ready. We need to stop streaming soon anyway. That the field of vision differs with each monster. That might also be part of your problem. You help me see the light. Whenever I see the blah shows up, I always panic and lose track of what's happening. It's a relief to finally understand why that happens, Raffle. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a great way to keep me from panicking when I'm learning. Thanks for the support. I'll do my best. Each monster has a different field of vision. Man, I didn't know that. Well then, let me explain. Every monster has a different range of vision depending on how they look. You can broadly divide the monsters into groups of regular birds, beasts, and large things. Here's a summary of their different fields of view. Radius and range, regular, narrow. Regular is narrow and short, birds wide and far, beasts very narrow and far, large monsters wide and far. Read more, huh? Radius refers to the fan shape in front of them, represents their field of vision. Range refers to how far that it extends. The wider the radius and the farther the range means that you have to be that much more careful sneaking up to them. Since this has gotten kind of long, I'll go into more details on a different type of separate posts. Oh god. Okay, here we go. First we got regular types. Regular monsters don't have a wide radius, and they can't see very far. When sneaking up on them, just run up from behind. If you have to sneak up on them from the side, well, just be careful. Like most common regular is the goblin. After all, it's Oh, after that, it's lizards and beezles. Next we have birds. Bird monsters are always flying around, which means that they have a wide radius when looking down. That's why you have to sneak up on birds from directly behind. If you try to sneak up from the side, you'll probably be spotted easily. These guys make it really hard to score an ambush. They're easily the most frustrating monster around. The most common bird monster is the Ravenclaw. After that, it's Feverhorse and Scalvenger. Next up are the beasts. Beast monsters have a very narrow radius, but they can see pretty far ahead, as long as it's directly in front of them. In other words, as long as you don't approach them from the front, there's particularly no danger of being spotted by them. You can approach them right from the side and they'll never notice you. And if you sneak up on them from behind, they won't spot you even if they turn around. Lastly, there's large monsters. Like bird monsters, large monsters also look down from above and search for players. Their field of vision is roughly the same as birds, though there are some large monsters who have less range than bird monsters. But unlike bird monsters, large monsters are slow. Really slow. If you're fast enough, you can even successfully run away even after they've spotted you. That was really informative. Thanks a ton for summing up all of that for me, though I don't know if I can keep track of all this. Why? It's not that complicated. Don't worry, you'll learn these naturally the more you play. That's how it worked for me. Before I knew it, I realized I already knew a lot about these, lol. Rather than getting caught up in the text of all this information, just go out there and have fun. Yeah. Adventure. Oh my god, it just keeps going. Can't go to an area. As the topic says, I can't go to areas I want to. I've tried going to an area lots of times, but I keep getting the same pitiful weak enemies. I'm a level 3 Blade Brandier. Please help. You? You mean that you don't know how to use Chaos Gates? Do you understand what parameters are? Not a clue. My friend told me a lot when I was first logged in, but I had no idea what he was talking about. Would you mind telling me? Isn't that common sense? Yeah, basically. Just leave it to me. Well, when you open a Chaos Gate, you get a lot of difficult parameters, right? There are only 2 really important ones. Area level and treasure level. Just remember these 2, and you'll be set. You shouldn't have any problem. There's a lot more stuff you can do with these, but that's just for advanced players. You'll be fine without them, so don't worry. Okay, in my next post, I'll explain the area level and treasure level. Area level, finally, information that's actually useful. Area level is a parameter that determines the level of the monsters in the area. In the world, monsters have levels just like players. Because of their levels are set up in the same way as ours, if the area level is higher than your player level, that means the monsters will be stronger than you. The same goes to the other way around. When setting up the area you want to go to, try setting the area level like this. When playing solo, set it 3 to 4 levels beneath you. When in a group, set it to the same as the party's average or 1 to 3 levels higher. Next is... Oh, but this is getting too long. I'll keep writing it here. I'll write it about treasure in the next post. Treasure level represents the quality of the items that are found in the item boxes, treasure chest, wooden boxes, or whatever you want to call them. The bigger the parameter, the better the items are in the item boxes. Basically, if you want to get good items, make sure to use words that raise this parameter. And last but not least, when you want to get items as easily as possible, try playing around with the third part of the area word. Depending on how you go about it, you might get an area with weak monsters but great items. Of course, you can't go wrong with setting both of the area and the treasure level high so you can gather a ton of items and experience. This should let you get to any area you want. Got it? Thank you very much. I think I have the right idea now. I'm going to try going for the Chaos Gate right away. Let me just add this. For beginners, it may be a good practice to practice setting the area level that you want. Focus on treasure level after that. Also, if you think that the settings are just too hard, try random. This will automatically adjust the settings for the area and will send you to it. It's also easy, just like pulling the lever on a slot machine. Try it out and see what you think. No, I don't think we actually have a data drain in this game. My map stopped displaying. Is that a bug? Should I email CC Corp about this? What should I do? Somebody help! First, calm down, rolling on the floor laughing. Second, try logging into the world again. Your map should reappear. Give it a shot, even if you don't believe me. Cool. Wow, Renji, my map displayed just fine. Thanks a ton. So basically, if this happens again, I just need to log out and log back in, right? Well, that would work too. I'll write down an easier way to help you out. Why'd you tell him to log out then? You can change the map's display status by pressing select. Those changes occur in the following order. Normal, left corner, enlarged, off, back to normal. So while it's true that logging out and coming back in will cause the map to return to normal, it's also a pain in the butt. So you should just press... Why didn't you just tell him to press select in the first place, dude? I see. So I just need to press select to change the way the map is displayed. Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Nice. Holy moly. Now we have lore. The genesis of grief. Long ago, before the earth and the heavens existed, two brothers lived in the world. Able to reach the other's hearts without so much as a glance, the two were fully satisfied. The world was the two. The two were the world. One day, the elder deity accidentally broke the younger deity's treasure sword. Furious, the younger deity retaliated by slashing the elder deity's treasured spear with his broken sword. The spear was split in half, and the elder deity erupted in anger. And so, glaring at each other, one holding his broken sword and the other his broken spear, they fought. The war waged for 7 days and 7 nights. Yeah, why not go? Yeah, you do play with a controller. If you ever watch like the animes, they use like a PS3 controller or a PS2 controller. The war waged for 7 days and 7 nights. On the 8th day, the younger deity realized their foolishness and went to the elder deity and requested a truce, but the elder deity, still blind with rage, saw this as an opening and thrusted his spear. The spear pierced the chest of the younger deity and took his life. The younger deity's final breath became the heavens, and his fallen body became the earth. The fountain of blood erupted high and became the sun. The broken sword shattered and formed the moons and the stars in the heavens. Feeling great shame, the elder deity wept. His tears became rain and fell to the earth, forming oceans in its deep contours. From eternal tranquility, the world was set into motion. The elder deity mourned the loss of the younger deity for many years, but eventually he grew accustomed to his sad, lonely life. One day, unable to bear his loneliness any longer, the elder deity removed one of his eyes and created a goddess. The new goddess looked at the elder deity and exclaimed, "Thou art handsome." With this voice, the world was filled with sound. The elder deity and the new goddess gave names to each other. The elder deity received the name of Sol, the god of creation, and the goddess Mulin, the goddess of harvest. Then the elder deity created a land of the dead in the darkest part of the world and sealed the spirit of the younger deity and gave him the name of Cernunnos, the lord of the dead. This was how all things were named and given purpose. Sol gave birth to more gods and goddesses. Mulin gave the new gods names, and Sol gave them purpose. One ruled the sun, and another ruled the oceans. One ruled the weaving thread, and another the stoves. This is how the sun traveled the sky. The oceans beat against the shores. The loom spit out threads, and the stoves held the fire within. Sol then gave birth to the trees, plants, beasts, birds, fish, and insects. They were all spread through the world and found a place to live. The world was filled with life. Last to be created were the elves. Sol created them in his image, and he loved them best. Sol asked all the gods and all the creatures to grant the elves their blessing. Each god, goddess, and creature happily gave its blessing to the elves. As a result, the elves were faster, stronger, smarter, and more beautiful than any other creature, and they were able to speak the language of all creatures. However, Cernunnos, the lord of the dead, withheld his blessing from the elves. Unaware of darkness, the elven hearts were ever wrapped in light, but because of it, the elves had an incredible innocence to them. Ah. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever read this. The Fools. The gods entrusted the earth to the elves and created their own realm in the heavens known as Arsalatrai, the City of Dawn. None of this is necessary to know, by the way. This doesn't ever really come up in the plot. This is just for funsies. And so the elves ruled the earth and the gods ruled the heavens. The gods built a path connecting the earth and heaven and called it the Heavenly Path. Very creative. The Heavenly Path was used to deliver the light of the heavens and the gods down to earth. Guarded by the light of the sun and the light of the gods, life on earth flourished, and it seemed that peace would last forever. But as time passed, the elves began to believe that their power equaled those of the gods. They built the aerial fortress, Fort Oof, in the sky, to enter the realm of the gods. Oh wait, this is the world. Fort Oof was in the original game. In the sky to enter the realm of the gods, and insisted that they be treated as gods. Sol was furious, and he took from the elves all that were good in them. The elves became slower, weaker, and uglier than any other creature. Mulin scorned these foolish creatures and named them humans. Oh boy. Ah, arrogance turned us into humans. The despised. There were some who protested the treatment of the elves at the hands of the gods. They were the elves who did not wish to go against the gods. They stormed the heavenly path and threw themselves before the gods and cried, "Why must you punish us when it was not us who drew our swords against you?" The gods answered, "That is true, but that is not only sin. But that is not the only sin." The elves asked again, "What do you mean by that, O gods?" The gods answered back, "Very well then. When your brethren raised their swords against us, where were you and what were you doing?" To that the elves replied, "We were at the altars praying to you gods. We prayed that the fools who disobeyed you would receive your divine punishment." The gods retorted, "Were you not merely praying that your own lives be spared?" The elves' faces turned red and they could not reply. Suddenly, the gods showed their anger. "You are more foolish than the fools who do not know their place. Lower even than humans, from this day on, you will wear a mask showing your supposed innocence and piety." And just as this thundering judgment was made, each of the elves that gathered at a heavenly path began to transform. They grew tails, and their beautiful faces turned into those of beasts. When they saw how they had changed, they screamed in shame and disappeared to dark corners of the world. Grunty race. Having lost their wisdom, dude, there's like artwork and shit for this. This is cool. Having lost their wisdom, humans brought war and chaos to the world. They had been reduced to the creatures cornered only with domination, and so they commenced to make war on all other races. Sol gazed down in sadness at the ruined earth and decided to use that goodness that he had taken from the elves to create a race of grunties. He dispatched them to return peace to the world, but gods were afraid that the grunties would suffer the same flaw as the elves and voiced objections to Sol's actions. And so, Sol cast a curse upon the grunties and proclaimed, "Listen carefully to me. I have cast a spell on you. It is a curse, and a magic word is its key. If someone, even just one person on this earth, says this word, a terrible calamity will befall all of you." The grunties beseeched him, "Great Lord, when this calamity occurs, how are we to escape it?" Sol nodded his head and answered, "You must not oppress others. You must not be bitter. You must not be envious. You have a good and pure heart and live your days peacefully." The secret word was told to all gods and all creatures except for the humans. The gods were satisfied, and the grunties were sent down to earth. Without shedding a drop of blood, grunties stopped the violence of the humans. Overjoyed, the gods created magical powers and gave it to the grunties. But even with such great power, the grunties did not fall prey to the sin of pride. Why can't we create a character? Dude, I wish they would have made a fragment version of GU. That would have been so cool. The grunties were loved by all, our banquet of conspiracy. The grunties were loved by all creatures, with the exception of the bitterly jealous humans. This was because of all the things that made Grunty so wonderful had once belonged to humans. Humans began to look for Grunty's weaknesses and learned of the curse that Sol had cast upon them. Overjoyed, the humans next set out to learn the secret word, but even the normally talkative monkey would not betray the secret of the word. So the humans held a banquet and invited all the gods and creatures in order to fog their minds with drink. That worked. One after another, the guests became intoxicated until finally only the snake, the strongest drinker, remained. The snake still would not tell the secret word, so the humans brought out their strongest drink and gave it to the snake. As expected, the snake became drunk and told the secret word to the humans. The humans rejoiced and intoned the words. Immediately, the grunties lost their intelligence and found themselves unable to stand upright. The human called them Poochie, Pongo, and made them into their beasts of burden. Then they proceeded to continue their war against each of the other races. For telling the secret words, the snake was punished by having to forever crawl about the earth on its stomach. Path of Evil. The gods fell into despair over the humans' deeds. They created a great gateway called the Morig Baro and blocked off earthly access to the heavenly path so that no one could enter heaven. Wait. Morigu Baro. Isn't that one of the areas you can go to? Is that the waterfall? Along with sealing the heavenly path, the light of the gods was also blocked from Earth without a protection of the gods. The Earth gradually became wilder, and began to be corrupted by dark powers called the Shadow. Corrupted by the Shadow, the Earth overflowed with monsters and demons. These demons roamed the world and killed everything in their path. Many creatures were lost as a result of their brutality. Humans also came under attack by the monsters. They formed barriers in the major cities and closed themselves off. They fought against monsters but lost battle after battle, one by one. The cities were cut off from each other. and the barriers protecting the cities were destroyed, one after another. Finally, only 5 cities remained standing. Goddess Aurora. The savior of mankind was a young apprentice magician. He confined himself in the temple of Arch Colm and prayed to the gods. In exchange for his life, he was able to call upon the 6 great spirits and 2 goddesses. The 8 gods that were summoned were Vulcan, Meros, Krake, Garthkins, Lancer, Rhynek, Anu, Aurora, and the light of the gods shined once more on the blessed earth, and the shadow was contained. Thanks to newfound peace, humans once again prospered, but it did not last long. Once the threats of the shadow were gone, the humans began to fight each other again. God dang it. After sealing the shadow, the 8 gods and the goddesses remained on Earth, but some were angered by the foolishness of humans, and others grieved their wretchedness, and left until finally only Aurora remained. Fearing that the light of heaven would again depart the Earth, humans placed 8 curses on Aurora and sealed her inside the whole Garan's cathedral. That's Aura, the Aura statue. When the gods learned that a goddess had been imprisoned, their fury knew no bounds, and they vowed to destroy mankind. But the humans had no intention of meekly succumbing to the extinction, and used their magic powers to devise a weapon that they could use to fight against the gods. So began the war between gods and humans. The humans were no match for the power of the gods. The aerial city of Fort Oof fell from the sky, and the highland city of Dun Loriag was crushed underneath it. The cultural city of Carmina, Gadalika, was destroyed by the god of lightning, and many lives were lost. Yeah, those are the root towns from Dathak Imok. As a last resort, the humans took all of Aurora's power and transformed it into magic power and fired it at the heavens. Heaven was engulfed in flame, and the gods fled or fell burning to die upon the earth. The humans sacrificed much as well. The relic city, Leofael, from where the goddess's power was fired, was reduced to ashes, and many excellent magicians died along with it, and so ended the Age of the Gods. All the gods in heaven disappeared, but a single god who remained on earth lived. This was the god of law, Falset, who guarded the gate that blocked the heavenly path. Winning the war against the gods, the humans wanted the wisdom and power of the gods and stormed Morig Baro and demanded Falset to invite them into the realm of the gods, but Falset refused to grant them entry. At first, humans pointed their weapons at Falset and demanded he open the gate, but Falset answered thus: "Do whatever you wish. There is no way your weapons can harm me." The humans followed his words and tried to attack Falset in any way they could, but they were unable to harm even a single hair on his head. Once they learned that force was to no avail, they tried to convince him to open the gates by seducing him with gifts. After seeing the gifts, Falset said, "Build a mountain of gifts for me if you wish. I'll make a mountain twice that size in an instant." Before Falset was even finished completing his sentence, a mountain of gifts, more lavish than the gifts of the humans, sprang up before their eyes. After learning that both Falset, force and flattery were to no avail, the humans got on their knees and begged pathetically. If a power that is greater than Shadow emerges, we would fall into ruin, but if we could regain the wisdom and power that lies beyond this gate, we would be able to protect ourselves and not fight one another, so please open the gate. Falset laughed and answered them, "Was it not you who took up sword and shield and slew the gods? You should suffer for your sins." Protesting, the humans replied, "So are you saying that we should have simply allowed the gods to drive us all to extinction?" Falset shook his head and answered, "Recall first the sins that you committed. Is it not just that sinners receive judgment?" To this the humans could make no reply. Falset continued to speak. "But all beings have the right to atone for their sins. Human, child of sin, if you want this gate opened, then bring back the lost gods. The gods will rise again, born from the dogma of the believers. If they are true gods, then I will open this gate. Bring back what has been lost, and only then can you be pardoned." And so the humans argued over God's rebirth, and once again made war against each other. Dude, these humans suck. Which is accurate. Biblically accurate humans. We are dumb as hell. The world without gods. The world fell into... Actually, let's take a look at that picture again. Kind of cute. The world fell into stagnation without the gods. With none to command them, the sun stood in place and the tides ceased to ebb and flow. The looms gave forth no thread and the ovens no warmth. Mankind now had to perform all of these functions themselves. Despite these hardships, humans did not cease their wars with each other. Soon they invented different types of magical tools to improve their lives. 10 years after the Great War with the gods and the researchers visited the ruins of Fort Oof, many have avoided the ruins of Fort Oof, Leofail, Carmina Gadalica, and Dunloriag after the Great War in fear of hatred that they were haunted by the spirits of the dead gods and goddesses. This belief was further enhanced by the fact that most who set out to explore the ruins never came back. However, this particular researcher did return, and he brought along with him a creature with a body of a human and the head and tail of an animal. This creature was a beast. AKA the title of the game, Rebirth! Humans and beasts. At first, humans and beasts were friendly with each other, but while the beasts revered nature and old ways, the humans were too innovative. It was the beasts who first discovered the creature called Chim-Chims. When the beasts saw the light of the gods in the Chim-Chims, they decided to revere them as a legacy of the gods, but humans captured the Chim-Chims to research them and after discovering a way to extract energy from them, used them to invent steam machines. The beasts protested this treatment, but the humans would not listen. As the humans' use of steam technology advanced, they abandoned magic as old and obsolete. Hold on, I need to wet my whistle. I know the stream's going on long, but we're going to finish all this reading so we can actually play the game tomorrow. We don't technically need to read this, but I wanted to. This part specifically, the lore of the in-game world. The beasts continued to revere magic culture and reject steam technology. Humans scoffed at the beasts for being stubborn and small-minded, and the beasts came to despise the humans' foolishness. Eventually, the beasts decided they could not leave the gods' rebirth to the fools and proclaimed that they too will participate in the gods' rebirth. Folset granted their participation. Humans were outraged. They believed that the gods' rebirth was their right. The two sides' antagonism towards each other began to deepen, and finally war broke out, of course. Humans gathered their armies and steam weapons, but found that their weapon production was lagging behind. Desperate, they built the great factory of Breg Epona, but still, they were unable to create the necessary weapons. Beasts were mighty in the ways of magic, but were small in number. They were unable to marshal a large enough army. Humans were weaker but more numerous. Beasts were stronger but fewer in number. And the war continued to rage on. The Three Dogmas. Both humans and beasts grew tired of the long years of war. However, neither side was able to strike a decisive blow, and none knew a way to stop the cycle of wars and bring the entire gruesome conflict to an end. In this never-ending cycle, a new faction was born, composed of both humans and beasts. The new faction concentrated on pure pursuit of power and incorporated the crest technology desired by humans and the steam technology loathed by beasts. Both humans and beasts were afraid that this new faction would enter the wars, but they sent emissaries to both humans and beasts and called for a ceasefire. At first, both races were hesitant, but they were forced to accept from the sheer toll brought on by the war. And so the war between the two races ended, but the conflict continued. Beasts continued to insist on participating in the gods' rebirth, and the new faction proclaimed their participation as well. Humans chanted for steam technology and innovation, beasts were the crest technology and tradition, and the new faction for the pure pursuit of power. They began a quiet war without a show of force. No winner was decided in this war since no gods were born from any of those forces. The three-way war continued, and in time, the factions came to be called the following: Arkhov the Innovators, Ognios the Conservatives, and Tuatwait the Pursuers. To this day, the three-way war knows no end, and it quietly drives the world ever closer to its doom. Damn. Races. Humans. Wow, this looks like a Final Fantasy Chronicles artwork. Humans, they are an ancient race said to be the true descendants of the elves. Many humans have a tendency to look down on the beast tribes because of their primitive ways of thinking and technology. The animosity between the two races has caused strife in the past. All humans have very average abilities, parameters, and are capable of doing just about anything. They are highly adaptable and able to handle all kinds of obstacles to come to them. Beasts. Beasts are a race of creatures with the body of humans and the head and tail of animals. They place a high value on technology and culture from ancient times, and tend to resist innovations. As a result, steam technology has yet to spread in their cities. Beasts are separated into their 3 tribes that are differentiated by their appearance and abilities, parameters. Although the beasts possess amazing abilities and skills in some areas, they are extremely vulnerable in others. They pose fierce united fronts with their tribe to overcome these vulnerabilities. The Despised. They were some who protested the treatment of the elves at the hands of the gods. They were the elves who did not wish to go against the gods. They stormed the heavenly path and threw themselves... Oh wait, we already read this, didn't we? Yeah. World without gods? Oh, no, that's just other stuff. Alright, non-playables. Gods and goddesses. The gods and goddesses created and ruled the world long ago. Most were slain in the past. Only 2 of them have been confirmed to exist this day. Surviving gods. The god of law, Folset. Folset guards the Morag Barrow wall that blocks the heavenly path. It is said only those who are worthy can open the gates and enter the land of the gods, the city of Dawn Arklara. Sunios, the Lord of the Dead. Sunios was defeated by his older brother Sol, the god of creation, and was sealed in the kingdom of the dead, refusing to recognize his own death. Cernunnos appealed to his brother 7 times to be brought back to the land of the living, but was denied all 7 times. Furious, he held his army of the dead against the city of the dawn in order to force Sol to return to his soul back to his body. But when he tried to cross the lake of the dead world of Indiglo, the root of the white giant tree, Hagalor, came down and blocked him. Cernunnos was forced to return to the kingdom of the dead. It is said that Cernunnos still plots to return to the land of the living and rule over it. The monsters in the world are said to be his pawns. What class would I play? Well, you pick a species and then you pick a class. I'd probably play human. If not human, I'd play a cat girl. Vital Vistas. Vital Vistas are machine dolls created by steam technology and are treated as domestic servants by humans. They have high dexterity and are capable of operating complex devices that even humans have difficulties with. They are also equipped with self-awareness equal to a child and are able to judge matters on their own. Recently, some Vital Vistas have come to possess self-awareness, very close to humans. They have become self-sufficient and started to disobey commands issued by their masters. Some now live independently in towns and have jobs. More and more humans are now worried that eventually the Vital Vistas will revolt against them. Grunties. This is like Final Fantasy art, like for real. Grunties are famous for their triangular hats and their distinctive speech. They were cursed by Sol, the god of creation, and were turned into Poochie Pongo and became beasts of burden for humans. However, they assumed their original form when the humans defeated the gods. They are often entrusted to managerial positions of important facilities and secretaries to VIPs due to their peaceful nature and excellent communication abilities. Chim-chims. Chim-chims are the only creatures that are able to produce chim spheres, the raw material that is needed to utilize steam technology. Most chim-chims are quite timid and tend to flee when they encounter other races, but some are quite aggressive in nature and will attack any other race they encounter. Elves. Elves are a race that died out long ago. They are said to be the ancestors of all humans and beasts. Spirits. Spirits are tiny sprites that inhabit streams and forests. Magical spells harness their power. Factions. There are 3 factions currently that oppose each other in the world. Arkhov the humans, Ogmios the beast, and Tadlaya comprised of both humans and beasts. These 3 forces sometimes fight and sometimes cooperate with one another in a 3-way war. The Arkarv the Innovators. With their steam technology and innovative ways of thinking, the Arkarv are represented by the symbol of a shining sun. Centered around the eternal city of Mak Anu and the dual city Bragapona, they are led by a man named Ishmael. Although directly opposed to the Ogmios, they exchange steam technology with the Tuatates in exchange for help in weapon manufacturing. Ogmios, the Conservatives. Oh my god, that's a naked goat lady. Composed of beasts with their crest technology and the conservative waves, Ogmios is represented by a great gate and a magical circle. Centered around the celestial city of Doldana, they are led by a woman from the Tu tribe named Bipu Bapu. Okay, Bipu Bapu? They directly oppose the Archov, but they exchange crest technology with the Tuatates in exchange for manpower. Tuatates the Pursuers. Tuatates are mixed forces of humans and beasts with a pure hunger for power. Their symbol is the roaring lion and staff. Centered around the warring city Lumina Cloth, their leader is a young human male named Al-Azif. They receive steam technology by manufacturing weapons for the Archov and receive crest technology from Ogmios by providing military support. Adventurers. Adventurers are mercenaries forces formed by the Tuatates. Most adventurers join small-scale war bands called guilds and work within them. In exchange for being allowed to use space at home or borrow bikes, adventurers and guilds promise to support Tuatates. Also, guilds that contribute greatly to Tuatates are given the right to use one of the 3 castles owned by the Tuatates. Ah, so the player character is a mercenary that works for the Tuatates. So we're not a part of the human faction or the beast faction specifically. We do work for either one. Among the adventurers are some who wish to rise to the top of the Tuatates and perform the gods' rebirth themselves. Dude, this sounds like a real MMO. Ogres. Goblin rookies are goblins that have just been appointed to their duties. They have not received much training and are unable to guard themselves against attacks. Their physical abilities are much slower than veteran warriors and are easily defeated. However, they are still warriors and can easily overpower an adventurer by their sheer numbers. Gun giants are monsters with large cannons on their arms. Their blindness allows them to have exceptional hearing. They can detect even the faintest sound from their intended target. Demons. Carries are monsters that are always covered by a shell. They have a strong aversion to showing their true form and hold onto their shells even when they are attacking. It is widely believed that when their shells do get broken, they viciously attack anything around them from the humiliation of showing their faces. They are very slow when they have their shells still on them, but once the shells are broken, they are very agile and quick to attack their enemies. Spearfish. The spearfish gets its name from the long horn on its forehead and swimming motion it makes while gliding through the air. Its elastic horn and skin are favored as alchemy materials. Some adventurers even hunt them exclusively for this purpose. How many of these are there? Oh my. Supernaturals. Vok jugglers are created when swords that were left behind on the battlefield are possessed by the souls of dead soldiers. Since they were first inanimate objects, some scholars believe that they should not be considered as a monster. It is believed that the dead souls do not realize that they are dead and still stay on this earth until the swords they possess are broken. It is also said that it will suck the souls out of those who have been struck down by its blade. Because of this, even seasoned adventurers hesitate to fight this monster. Ravenclaws are bird monsters with a beak divided into 4 parts and 1 leg. Although they have 3 eyes on their head, they suffer from poor vision. That's not what the vision cone guy said. They normally feed on large monster carcasses, but may hunt other prey in packs during mating season. The Crumble Tree. The Crumple Tree is a gigantic monster that looks like a tree stump. It has a large face on the inside of it to communicate by... Wait. It has a large face on the side and is said to communicate by its facial expressions. Although it has a mouth, it is only used to convey its facial expressions and is incapable of speech. Their branches, leaves, and trunks are all used in alchemy. There are virtually no wasted parts on them. It is difficult to tackle this monster by a solo player. It is advised to attack them in a group. Demon beasts. Bok Fang are dog-shaped monsters with enormous teeth. They are stray dogs that were abandoned by their owners and transformed into monsters by the power of the shadow. They harbor deep anger towards humans who have abandoned them. Although they seem to be proficient in physical attacks, they were also versatile in magic attacks with the power of charms that surround their manes. It was recently discovered by an adventurer that these charms were not created by the shadow, but instead were placed on them purposely by an individual. The culprit is still unknown at this time, and both the Ogmios and Tuatates are investigating. Mecha Beasts. Steam shells are magical weapons that were left behind after being used in a war between humans and beasts. They were transformed into monsters by the shadow. The monster systematically attacks without any emotion. It is one of the most hated monsters by adventurers. Ogmios have repeatedly requested the Archive to take responsibility for the steam shells, but so far the Archive have evaded answering them and have only said that they're looking into the situation. What are they, CC Corporation? Hell no, we're not going for a solo. Fever Horse. Fever Horse gets its name from its head that is shaped like a horse. It used to be a small creature that dwelled in the ocean, but after it became infected with the power of the shadow, it now dwells on land. This has also resulted in the massive increase in its body size. It is also known as Fire Lancer by some adventurers due to the powerful fire attacks it launches from the power of the orb that is hidden in its chest cavity, and the quick piercing attack from its spear-shaped exoskeleton. Crustaceans! The ruby cutter is a giant crab with a human face. Ew. It is said that even cats avoid the dead bodies of ruby cutters due to its ugly appearance, foul smell, and rotten taste. Although their shells make an exceedingly strong alchemy material, they are avoided by most adventurers because of the resulting foul smell. Hectonfoot. Hectonfoot may look like rhinoceroses, but it is a turtle that had turned into a monster due to the shadow. Its head is covered by a sturdy shell that has the power to pulverize trees or rocks with a single blow. Normally, the Hectonfoots are quite docile, but if they are attacked, they will retaliate and attack anything around them. Their rampages are very violent, and too much for warriors with light armor or clerics. During your initial character creation, you can select a job class for that character. This is the interesting stuff. Characters' jobs cannot be changed. Twin Blade. Twin Blades have high agility and attack with 2 short swords. Their rapid attacks leave no opening for an opponent to counterattack. Blade Brandier. Blade Brandiers fight with a sword similar to a katana. It is said that all warrior classes derive from this class. Although their abilities are average, they can adapt to a wide variety of situations. I might be a Blade Brandier then. Edge Punisher. Edge Punishers are job classes that prefers to wield giant swords. A blow from one of these weapons has an enormous power. It can slice most enemies in half with a single stroke. Lord Partisan. Lord Partisans wield the giant lance. No other class can match its piercing power. They have high defensive power compared to other classes, but are weak against magic. Tribal Grappler. I also want to play a Tribal Grappler. Tribal Grapplers use their own fists as weapons. They have high agility, similar to Twin Blades, and possess high HP. However, their low defense value makes it crucial to pay attention in battle. The Flick Reaper. Flick Reapers wield a giant scythe. The Flick Reaper specializes in attacks meant to keep multiple enemies away. However, they are ineffective at long range. Steam Gunner. Steam Gunners use the steam guns that were developed by humans. They specialize in long-range attacks and are weak against close encounters, but their powerful weapons will keep most enemies away. The Adept Rogue. Adept Rogues are eventually capable to equip various weapons and use various magics. However, each weapon must be learned separately and requires time, but the training will eventually pay off, making them highly adaptable in any situation. Harvest Cleric. Harvest Clerics are experts in healing magic and are allied with the Light Spirits. They wield a staff in battle in the name of Ir, the goddess of tranquility. They can use some attack magic after they reach a certain level, but mostly they concentrate on healing and support. Shadow Warlock. Shadow Warlocks are experts in attack magic and are allied with the Dark Spirits. They always carry a book of spells known as a grimoire to heighten their magic power. Although they can use some healing magic, their repertoire is limited and not very efficient. The Macabre Dancer. Macabre Dancers are experts at status and ability magic. Since they are allied with both the Light and Dark Spirits, they are proficient in healing and attack magic. They hold large fans in both hands during battle. Their dancing form is said to enchant those who watch. And there we have it. We've actually read all the stuff. But I do believe, unfortunately, even though we only did a little bit of gameplay today, I think we're going to leave it there. Don't want to start a cutscene or anything. Alright, well, we didn't get to do anything crazy today, but we have finally started, and tomorrow we're going to actually get to see more stuff. Sorry if you joined today expecting gameplay and all you got was a shit ton of reading. I didn't realize the forums and stuff were going to go on that long, but hey, this is for the people watching the YouTube VOD in the future. I got you. Max Vibes, we learn everything, we do everything. Read more lore edition. Maybe I'll put it in the description of this VOD just to make sure people know, like, hey, there's some plot in here, but you can skip the forum part if you want. But alright, everybody. We're gonna read more lore. I mean, we're gonna get more stuff to read later, but it's always the most at the beginning because you have to read it in bulk. But, yeah. Oh, the desktop changed. It, like, made it a desktop and put the options at the top. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. But anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. Sorry it was mostly reading. We'll actually play some game tomorrow. You guys have a nice night. Or day, whenever you're watching this.